What's up, guys? It's Cooper Webb, and you're listening to the MotoXpod.
Hey guys, what's up? This is Aaron Plessinger, and you guys are listening to the MotoXpod.
Save me from myself. My arms and legs are bound. Like an aging cold from another world. I'll scream the truth 6 feet underground. Feel alive inside yourself. Watch your enemies dispel. If I could find a way to avoid this fate, I'll be a sword.
It's that time again for another episode of the MotoXpod presented by Yamaha Motor USA and Race Tech. Tonight it's episode 410 with Beta USA Zach Osborne, former professional supercross motocross rider Austin Forkner, Club MX Yamaha's Mike Bonacci, and Coach Seiji Ishii's going to join us. If you don't know much about Coach, you're going to find out tonight. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a good time. Like I said, the show is brought to you primarily by Yamaha Motor USA and Race Tech. And at Yamaha Motor USA, they don't just build motorcycles, they engineer legends. From championship podiums to off-road trails, the YZ platform has defined dirt bike excellence for generations. Whether it's the dominance of the YZ 450F, the YZ 250F, which is right now leading that 250 Pro Motocross National Championship with Cole Davies, or the beloved YZ 250 two-stroke, every YZ is built for riders who push harder, ride faster, and demand the best. So if you want to unleash victory, you should ride Yamaha. Visit YamahaMotorsports.com or drive down to your local dealership and check out the complete line of Yamaha motorcycles and pianos. All right, tonight, I don't know if they're going to have pianos at your motorcycle shop, but maybe they will. In studio, as always, our guy, Scotty Thompson, working those cameras, talking trash on the chat. What's up, man?
What's going on?
Oh, just another
day.
week in the studio.
We got another 2 times in 1 year. We got a winner take all championship. I'm excited.
I don't know that I feel 250's winner take all. It's 14 points, so it's not winners take all.
That's not what I was talking about.
Oh, so, well, then explain what you're talking about. What'd you say?
It's for the second time this year. There's a winner take all championship.
I thought you said 2 winner take all.
Nope.
Okay, misunderstood. I apologize,
It's
Scotty.
okay. I accept.
I am sorry,
I
sir.
accept your apology.
Also in studio for one more week, and then he'll be gone for like 2 or 3 or 6 or 10. I don't know. What's up, TJ?
Yeah, you're lucky to have me tonight. I got stuff to do.
I know. Yeah, you've been complaining the whole time. How
Short show.
long is this show going to be?
Come on, we got to get this thing on the road.
We have 4 guests, and we have Hudson Short for Turd's Take. So I think we'll be at about 4 hours, 20 minutes.
Yeah, well, y'all will finish the show without me.
Yeah, I'll probably go to bed too. Let Scotty close
Scotty,
it out.
you going to finish it out?
Scotty gets to close out all the segments.
Yeah.
Before we get too far into this, we'll do our opening segment. We'll get Zach Osborne on the phone in a few minutes. I want to remind you about MX Simulator Pro Nationals over on the Start Your Systems YouTube channel. Those things go live at 8:30 Central, 6:30 Pacific. Super cool if you're into gaming for sure, and sim racing. Obviously, you guys probably already know about it, but it's just more racing. It's pretty rad to watch those guys race on the upcoming track. So this week, obviously, it will be Ironman. They're going to race the Ironman track. You don't want to miss the action as the best players in the world look to dethrone defending champion Seth Carr as the gates drop on 4 30-minute plus 2-lap motos with ever-changing conditions. We always need more racing. Also, if you were listening last week, you know we did a contest for the Pulp MX app, and Cody McManus was who we drew. We got quite a few people actually that bought the app, sent me their receipts or proof of their purchase. I sent it over to Steve and Mark. Huh?
I forgot. I actually was eligible. I was eligible.
Cody, I will email you, but if I don't email you tonight or first thing in the morning, you hear this, send me an email reminder with your address, and I will send you the 6D t-shirt and the FXR hat. Congratulations on that. And thanks to everybody else that jumped in. And, we'll try to do some more of those things. So, trying to decide here. Well, congratulations to our guy, Phil Nicoletti. He posted on Instagram today, blew my mind that he got engaged to his girlfriend, Megan. Was not expecting that. I actually told him I was more surprised by his engagement than I was by Alex Ray's. You know A-Ray?
Yeah.
That was a big surprise.
Yeah. More surprised that he asked or more surprised that she said yes?
More surprised that he asked.
Okay.
I could tell at Loretta's, she was all in.
She's all in?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, she was in. So, but yeah, big congrats to our guy, Phil. So maybe he'll maybe he won't be so angry anymore.
So grumpy
You
anymore?
think?
Yeah.
Or will marriage make him more grumpy as he realizes the bills go up?
Yeah.
She probably has a good job, but still, it
I
does.
mean, what do you think would be more grumpy? Is it like when you see 70-year-old men that are still married or 70-year-old men that are single? These are the
Yeah,
ones
that's a good question. Good question. All right, let's get to this topic. You mentioned the 450 Pro Motocross Championship coming down to the final race, 1 point difference. First thing I want to do is get your picks for who wins the title.
Oh, we're not going to do that at the end?
Well, we're going to do who we think wins the race. I mean, okay, we don't have to. That's fine. We can save it. No problem. Here's what I really want to know. I promise I had this question before I listened to the post-race show.
Don't even mention it. Just ask your question.
Well, all right. Because I did ask Lewis this. Let's say Jet is coming from behind a little bit on the second moto. He needs to beat Hunter. He's catching Hunter with 3, 4, 5 laps to go. TJ, does Jet back it down?
No.
I say he does.
I don't
think he can rip that away from his brother again. I just don't think he can. I don't think he would. Obviously, I could be wrong. If I'm Jet, everything's the same. All the titles, I'm Jet Lawrence, and I'm catching Hunter. I just can't do it to him. I can't. It happened in Supercross. I've done it to him. Super Motocross a couple pro national years in a row. I'm just going to take a little bit off what I got. He deserves this win. Let him have it.
Wow. I'll agree with you, but with the caveat.
Okay.
If Hunter wins the first moto and Jet winning the second moto and Hunter getting second still doesn't win the title, I would say Jet's not going to do like what other people would do, which would be like to take him out for him to get third or fourth,
well, of course
so that he could win the title. But I don't think quite what you're saying now.
I believe if they go 1-2, 1-2,
Hunter wins.
Hunter wins no matter what. So yeah, I'm basing this off me, and if I'm Jet, I couldn't do it.
All Hunter has to do though is win one moto, and he's done that a lot this year.
Well, that's not. I mean, if he wins the first moto, and then the second moto he has a bike issue or something.
Well, yeah.
You said all he has to do is win a moto, and that's not necessarily true. He could get. I definitely think Hayden's going to be on point this weekend. He's really good at Ironman, typically on 250, and he's going to want to throw a wrench in this thing.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
And Prado has been really, really good the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, they can't lay up.
It is foreseeable. I don't know if that's the right word. Possible that there isn't a Lawrence 1-2, 1-2. Yeah. It hasn't been that way for the last couple of weeks.
Because of other factors.
That's the point.
Yeah, true.
But I'm just curious. Like, I really am curious what people think about that. I think if you ask them, they're like, no. They always say, as long as one of us wins, it's cool. But I am kind of at a point now where I don't know if I believe that so much. It's not okay if Jet just keeps winning and Hunter just keeps getting second. It's just, and then for Jet to rip it away, although in racing, yes, that's what racing's about. I just think you got to kind of be like, I'm going to take a little bit off. It's fine. It's fine.
I don't know.
No? Well, okay.
He's a champion.
If you're Jet, everything's the same. You've won these titles. You're probably going to win a lot more titles. Do you go beat your brother?
Yeah.
Okay. And you said yes already, TJ.
Yeah, I think, honestly...
Ask chat. Chat, let us know what you think.
I do believe that. Can you imagine just being, no matter what, even if Hunter wins this and he beats Jet straight up, straight up beats him.
Okay.
He will always have that stigma on his back that his brother let him win. If Jet just is behind him, like catches him and never passes him, I think honestly, I think the only way that doesn't happen for him to win is either Jet crashes and has to come away from the back, or he catches Jet and passes him, something along those lines. Because I promise you, it'll go down in history as he let his brother win, and man, that would suck.
There will be people that say that. I guess. Okay, so the other point, if I'm Jet, I tuck the front. Oh man, crap! I don't know. Like, I just know me, and I would feel terrible.
What would you want?
It just happens so many times.
Okay, let's start with this. I have two questions.
Yep.
First question.
That's great.
If you're in Hunter,
if I am Hunter, okay.
If you're a Hunter, would you want to lose it, but you've went head to head as hard as you can against your brother, or win it and kind of think that your brother like kind of gave it to
definitely
you?
the first. I would expect Jet to be like, I put everything I had into it and lie.
Yeah.
But
if you're
there's no way I would let Hunter know that I kind of backed it down for you. No chance.
So, and then if you're Jet, would you like lay up for your brother?
Well,
if you're Jet, I'm saying, would you lay
if
up?
I'm Jet, I absolutely would.
Yeah,
I would.
Not me.
I would. I'm just too soft, I guess.
I
don't think that's how they're wired.
I also don't like my
I agree
brother.
with you.
I also don't like my brother, so maybe that does skew it a little
I mean,
bit.
after the heartbreak of Supercross and after so many super motocrosses and pro motocrosses finishing second, it'd be just very difficult for me to crush my brother again. It would be difficult.
I would.
If it was my buddies, like one of you,
oh, absolutely.
Yeah, you're going down.
I think
dude. I might actually take your front wheel out while I go by.
I think my biggest deal is I would just treat everybody like that the same way.
Yeah.
And so maybe there's something wrong with me, but yeah.
I just can't believe that it came down to this. Jet had a horrible weekend for what he's been doing.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't good.
No, I mean, but it's definitely flip-flopped a couple times, right?
Yeah.
Where like there's no way this is going to happen. Oh, no, there's no way this is going to happen. And
It's crazy that the 9th and 10th round both had anomalies where they both had their worst races in their 450 career.
Right. Let's get our first guest on, and we'll ask him this question. But he's brought to you by Racetech, which for over 40 years, Racetech has been supplying the motorcycle industry with high-quality suspension components made right here in the USA. From modern to vintage, Racetech is your go-to source for suspension performance. Visit racetech.com, find your local service center, your local tech, get to know them. Tonight, Racetech brings us from the Beta USA Liqui Moly Beta Racing Team, Zach Osborne. What's up, Zacho?
Cruising along, boys. What about you?
Oh, same thing, man. Just chilling, having some fun. Just started the show, and I opened it up with this question. I talked to Lewis a little bit about it. I'm kind of basing this. Did we lose you, Zach?
Oh.
Nope, let me call him back.
He was very loud, too.
He
I
turned it down.
turned it down a little bit.
You hung up on me, bro.
I didn't hit anything, man. That was Scotty across the table.
Oh,
from me,
yeah.
I think.
My bad. Sorry, Zach.
Uh-oh.
So I started the show asking these guys, and it's something I had talked to Lewis about earlier. We lost him again. What is going on?
It wasn't me that time.
Very weird. All right, hang
iPhones.
tight. I'm going to try FaceTiming. Let's try this. Okay, you guys talk about some more
basically,
about it while I try
right here, Raw84 says if Hunter holds shots and Jet doesn't catch him, everyone's going to say Jet let him win. That's kind of what I was. That's a better way. He's saying what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I don't think you can say that, though, because there's been multiple times where Hunter's led and Jet hasn't caught him.
That may be true. None of that is not true, but there's also people that think that Deegan would be running away with it if he was on a Honda. you know, I mean,
Well,
we're not talking about we're not talking about like the best, like the most informed
or
fans out
that,
there.
or that because Chase went and watched MXGP, he's going over there. He's going to MXGP.
It's not me. It's you.
I don't know what's going on. We're trying FaceTime this time. Let's see if we can keep
We
it.
have a gnarly storm here right now. It's been storming for like 2 hours, so it's maybe that.
Okay, well, let's see if this works, and hopefully we don't lose connection. So
Okay.
I'm going to ask you to start this thing off, a question I asked these guys. We're talking about Jet and Hunter, this final race at Ironman. Nope, we lost him.
Awesome.
Well,
Okay.
so now we have 3 1/4.
I need to see, how do we see if it's him, like I need to call somebody. Who do I call?
The Ghostbusters.
Sure.
I thought
I got to
that
figure out
too.
who to call.
Call. Well, I guess you can't really call one of us.
Yeah.
Call Chris.
I have no idea.
Call Doc. Call somebody.
Okay, let's try Doc.
Yeah, this is great radio.
Yeah, great radio, man. Sorry.
Great radio.
You know what? Here, I know who we're going to call.
Ghostbusters.
I know what we're going to do.
We're waiting. You gonna call me?
No, just hang on. Hang on. I'm working on a couple things.
I don't think that you can. It's fair to say that if Hunter wins, then he was let to win. I think he can go out and straight up win
I
this.
think you're right, but that's not what people are gonna say.
I know, but that's bullshit.
There's gonna be an asterisk.
That's bullshit.
Lewis,
Hello.
we're having some technical difficulties. Have you been listening?
No,
Okay.
I actually didn't. I lost track of the time.
Oh, okay. Well, we're just trying you because we've called Zach 4 times and it keeps hanging up on, but it's working with you. So I think it's his issue.
Well,
he said there's a
lasted
storm
about
where
this
he's at.
long.
Yeah, if I had to offer my expert opinion, I don't know why your podcast equipment would hang up on him.
Yeah. Okay, I just wanted to make sure the phone was working. I just got done asking them the question about Hunter and Jet laying up, or Jet laying up. If he, that I asked you earlier, if you're Jet Lawrence and you're in his position, would you lay up for your brother?
No,
Absolutely.
Okay,
That's my boy.
So I'm the only one.
Yeah,
All
you're,
right, cool.
you're the only one.
I mean, would you, in an ideal situation, if you could be really nice and it's a fairy tale, sure.
Yeah.
But in this real world situation with millions of dollars on the line, eyeballs, judgment from everyone, you can't. Even if you want to, you can't. If the question was, does he want to? Maybe I answer that yes. But does he? No.
That's why I'm like the biggest fan of Lou, because he's just spot on.
Okay. I like your answer.
Well, we had another question that came up during this is, what does Hunter have to do in order for people to say that he straight up won this?
That there's no asterisk. That is,
Jet didn't let him win, anything like that.
Well, sadly, I almost feel like that will happen no matter what.
That's what TJ said.
I'm telling you, me and Lou are just best friends. I'm not telling you.
I agree that it probably will happen, but that's just not fair.
I would say he's already done enough no matter what happens at Ironman. Like, he's beating Jet in every single statistic on the season. There is no doubt in my mind that Hunter has been the better man.
Absolutely.
But the problem is, it's hard to say that when you're talking about Jet Lawrence, who no matter what he does on track or what his results are or what mistakes he makes or anything, your mind is controlled by the fact that it's Jet Lawrence.
And like
incredible.
I was telling them, we're talking about fans who believe, there's a lot of them that believe that Hayden Deegan would be winning everything if he was on a Honda. Like
Yes.
it's the level of the people who are putting those asterisks on there.
Yeah, if anything, I think everyone's going to put an asterisk on everything.
That's fair enough.
All right, we're going to try Zacho back, and if that doesn't work, we're going to move on.
Well, good luck and Godspeed.
I appreciate it. All right, we'll talk to you soon, Lewis. Thanks for answering, buddy.
All right, see ya.
Bye. Okay, I'm going to try him back, but I'm texting Austin at the same time, seeing if we can move him up.
That's good. Make it confusing.
Yeah. Well, we'll do what we got to do. All right, we're going to try Zacho back. We're not even going to mute anything. We're just going to try and see what happens. It's
just raw dog it.
The show is.
We are just raw dogging it. I like that.
Zacho.
Yo.
All right, we're going to try this again.
Hopefully.
All right, I'm going to ask for the fourth time. I asked these guys with the Jet and Hunter situation this weekend, if the final moto is coming down and Jet is catching Hunter's leading, does Jet lay up a little bit because he can't do it to his brother again?
I don't think so, man.
Fuck!
What is happening? It's not us.
Yeah, well, it sounds like it's 100% Zach's fault. Actually, I mean, maybe he's hanging up so he doesn't have to get on the record.
No, he already answered. I don't know, man.
You guys keep talking. I'm setting this up.
I like exactly what Lou was saying, though. There's no matter what, there's going to be asterisks on everything, right?
Yeah,
that's true.
It's
a bummer. What did the guys on? So all the guys pretty much agree. I'm the only one that says lay up.
No, he agreed with you.
Scotty did.
Yeah.
What that he would lay up for the Jet would lay up? No, I
don't think he did.
Oh,
I just said that if Hunter wins the first moto, Jet wouldn't do some Deegan stuff, or so to speak, try to take him out, so that somebody else gets second.
Oh,
yeah, I definitely agree with that. Well, I guess, all right.
He wouldn't try to stop him or start playing cat and mouse games in order for Hunter to make a mistake and Prado or Deegan to pass him.
Because he has to basically go 1-1 to win it clean. No, just saying to win it out. If he goes, what's his name? If Hunter goes second, yeah.
All right, we got what's supposed to be our second guest of the night on. Hopefully, we have a better phone situation with him. He's going to be brought to you by Guts Racing tonight. You can elevate your ride with Guts Racing seat covers. They're trusted by top pros and everyday riders alike. Designed for maximum traction and durability, Guts seat covers keep you locked in when the track gets rough and the stakes get high. Guts Racing brings us tonight former professional supercross motocross rider, our buddy Austin Forkner. What's up, Austin?
Former, I'm washed up.
I didn't say washed up. Yeah. So, how does that former title feel right now?
was
Like, are
weird
we
to hear.
okay with it?
Yeah, it's funny. Somebody said that to me the other day too. Like, maybe I was at the Moto Playground Camp Boom Diggity class or something. I think they said like, yeah, ex pro racer or something like that. And
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, that's so weird, but it's fine. Yeah, I mean, everything's been going good. I've just been really busy actually because we're in the process of moving back to Oklahoma City, and we're in an Airbnb, and I'm starting training and doing a bunch of different stuff. So actually, like, really busy right now. So that, which is kind of a good thing because I'm not just sitting around doing nothing, just thinking about
Dwelling.
whatever it is that. Yeah, exactly.
So you announced officially on July 7th. How long did it take to make that? Like, when did you really make the decision? Was it pretty close to that, or did you know for a while? Was it after the last crash?
It was yeah. Let me see what the date was. You
Okay.
said it was July 7th when I announced it.
I think so. That's yep.
Yeah, because I think Colorado was on like the 27th or 28th or something like that.
Yeah, sounds right.
Yeah. So it was like right after that.
Okay.
Like basically the day after or actually like when I was leaving Colorado, I was like, yeah, I'm probably done. I mean, but I've thought that before. So I was like, yeah, I really don't want to ride anymore. I mean, I've thought that for a few of my past few years of crashes, like as I'm sure a lot of guys do. I mean, I've said, oh, I'm done. I've said that multiple times, but I was like, let me give it a few days. Let me see if everything's straightened. Like, that's what I was thinking initially, but I wasn't, I wasn't like, oh yeah, I'm done. Because I was like, yeah, I'll feel better in a couple days, and then I'll probably change my mind. And then a couple days went by, and I was just like, honestly, I talked to a couple people about it that I, kind of trust. And I was like, honestly, I don't really even feel like I want to finish out the like, because a lot of them were like, why don't you finish out your contract or whatever? And I was just like, to be honest, I don't really want to. I'm kind of just over it now. I don't, if I'm riding the rest of the year with just in the back of like, oh, well, it's my last year sort of thing. I wasn't in a point where I was, Riley was like, well, maybe you would, push extra hard knowing this is your last, year, that your last. And I was like, I don't even know that I'm just really pretty much over it. So that's where I was at least racing on a professional level, having to push as hard as, obviously we do. And with my arm thing that I was struggling with, it just, there was not really, and my hand was still hurt. And then I hit my head at Colorado, and like there was just things that I was just kind of over it. And I don't really remember exactly when it was that I like officially made the decision. I was just like kind of giving it another day and another day and another day. And then the Triumph guys started calling, like they were asking me when I was going to start riding again. I figured I had a week to actually kind of sort it out after my crash in Colorado. And then I announced I told them I wasn't going to do High Point just because my head still hurt or whatever. I was fine. I just was trying to figure out if I actually was, going to be done or not. And then after High Point, I think that was, I'm pretty sure it was High Point, whatever the fourth round was. I was like, yeah, I'm pretty much over it. And I went in and talked to Jeremy and was like, hey, I think I'm going to just be done right now, and if you guys need me for anything, I'm more than welcome, or I'm available to help. Like, I'm not just moving and uprooting my life, everything right this second, but I would like to finish out the year testing or helping with you guys or whatever I can do. And then they were like, then he said he talked to some other guys there, and they said that they didn't really need me to do anything. And so we were just going to call it quits there. And I was like, okay, well then in that case, I do have to figure some stuff out. So then I started thinking about what I wanted to do and thought about training and some stuff like that. So was actually going to move to Kansas City first, just to be close to family. But then I kind of got an opportunity well, I was thinking if I was really what it really came down to was if I was going to do full-time training with people that were, serious about racing, or getting better, then I'm going to need to do it somewhere where I can ride more year round than what Kansas City offers.
Oh, are you there, Austin? Yep, there you go. We lost you just for a second, but that's okay. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was saying that I was originally going to go to Kansas City, and then I saw that I looked up that the average amount of days below freezing there are between like 70 and 90, I think. And so I would have to come down to Oklahoma or Texas anyway. So I kind of was like, maybe I just go to Oklahoma. I know where all the tracks are here because I lived with Robbie, or I trained at Robbie's for years. And so moved down here. We got a house. We're not closed on it yet, but we're kind of in the process of all that. So yeah, it's been kind of a hectic past few weeks, but once we get relocated in this new house, I kind of have some kids I'm already training during the week, and I'm doing some riding schools and stuff. So everything's kind of flowing like that already. Just Good. We need to get settled in our new house and everything. And then things I think will be kind of back on track. Yeah. So
I want to ask you a little bit more about the training, but before we do you guys, either of you two have questions about the retirement past what he's already said?
No, it's okay. Go
ahead.
Okay.
I just want to say it's going to be missed. I know everybody's saying it.
100%.
I mean, when you have a rider of that awesome personality, Austin, you'll definitely be missed, and I hope we get to still see you at the races.
Yeah, well, I plan on going to the Branson race this year, really just to watch Mickle, because me and him became like pretty good friends being in like at Triumph together. So I want to go see them because he's going back overseas after that race anyway. So I was gonna see him again before he has to go back. Yeah, I mean, I feel like because I kind of debated like, man, do I want to just like get out of the sport, or do I want to, but I feel like obviously I love the sport, and am I a little bit bitter towards it in some ways? Yeah, for sure. But, I feel like I have a lot of knowledge, and have a lot of experience. I feel like what Robbie or what Rhino were to me, I could potentially be that to somebody else. Absolutely, and those two both had major impacts in my life, like beyond just dirt bike related stuff. Like I've learned a lot of things from both of them that are like, going to carry me through actual life sort of things, more so than just only dirt bike stuff, so that kind of got me thinking, like, if I could be that for somebody else, then that's just that would be cool, so yeah, that's kind of why I went with the direction of training, because I feel like those two had such a big impact on my life. If I could be either that to somebody else would be cool. So
yeah, and I think it's a good fit for you, because the times that we've had you on this show and other stuff that I've seen you do, your ability to actualize your thoughts and tell a story and your vision for the sport is really good. And I think that you'll be able to portray what you're trying to teach these kids in a very visual, very actualized way. And I think a lot of people aren't able to do that. So I think that's where your strengths will be in this endeavor.
Yeah, that's what just from talking to some people after the classes and stuff, they said that I'm really good at breaking down, like, so kind of one thing that I learned from Rhino that really made sense to me, and maybe this isn't every single rider, maybe not every rider needs to know exactly why you were working on these things, but for me, at the highest level that I was, having Rhino, explain to me exactly why we're doing what we're doing, and why we're working on it, and what I should feel on the bike, and that should translate to this and that, and have him actually kind of go into detail on what we're working on, why we're working on it, and what I should feel whenever I do it right. And that just made me be able to fully understand exactly certain things that we were working on, and exactly why we were working on them, not just, hey, get your elbows up and get on the balls of your feet, like that. And like I said, some guys, that might be all they need to know. But me personally, I benefited more from knowing why we were working on it and what it was going to benefit and what it would feel like. And, just more details of things like that. So that's kind of one thing that I learned from him and that I kind of want to be able to bring into my program is just a little bit more, a little bit more detail, or maybe a little bit more in depth than maybe some of the other guys go sometimes.
I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah. That, maybe I need to come up, take some lessons, TJ, before Loretta's next
Well,
year.
I was sitting there thinking, if you really want to show how good you are, you could get him to do better than 30th at Loretta's.
35th. Actually, 38th.
38th
with
at
my
Loretta's.
DNF.
There you go, yeah.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about
So that's like if I do that, then that's like I am the new like top dog trainer is what you're saying?
Yes, absolutely. If you could do that,
could help me.
Exactly.
If I can train you, I can train anybody is what you're saying.
I think that's it. I mean, I'm 51 years old. I'm pretty set in my ways. I've never had much talent. If you can make me better, you're pretty good.
Okay. Well, maybe I might have to, if you want to come out, we can start training this week. The weather right now is showing in the hundreds this weekend. And last weekend it was like, I think last week, Robbie said there was a little town around here that was the second hottest in the U.S. behind like Death Valley, and it was 115. Yeah. So if you want to come out here, it's good training, and we can get to work right away if that's something that you're interested in.
Yeah, you talk about the weather here in East Texas. Obviously, it's hot as all get out. And the other night, the sun had gone down. I was in the shop working. And I was like, man, it feels good out here. It feels cool. Like I was like refreshed and I wasn't even having to have the fan blowing on me. And I looked at the weather and it said it was 90 degrees. And I'm like, it's pretty bad when 90 degree feels like I could sleep in this.
Yeah, that's what Robbie said. He was watching the weather or something, and they said a cold front was going to come through, and it was only going to be. They said a cold front was going to come through, and it was going to be 105. And he was like, "What? What do you mean? A cold front's going to come through and make it 105? Yeah, as opposed to 115. So I guess that is a cold front. I guess in a way.
So. Before I do have some more training questions, but I want to ask this one more question about your career. I just want to know, like, give me one or two of your best memories. They don't have to be racing, like specifically on the track, but when you think back on your career, there are a couple of moments that stand out.
Yeah, Daytona, 2019, doing the burnout against the fence with all the fans. I was literally holding the bike just wide open off the limiter in like third or fourth gear, and I'm high-fiving fans as I am burning out on the side of the track. That was probably like easily top 5. Like whenever people ask me coolest moments, that is one that always that's always going to be on there no matter what. I have pictures from that there's just a swarm of people all around me on the NASCAR track, and I'm up against the fence just doing a burnout, and it's just smoke in the air, and all these people are just slapping my front fender, and I have videos of it still saved on my phone that I'll go rewatch every now and then. It just is sick. Like that, I remember that being like, holy shit, like this is sick. Like I got people just screaming right a foot from my face, and I'm just have the bike on the limiter. And yeah, that was a super cool experience. I would say that whenever I came back and won the first round at Detroit, that is got to be up there too, just because like I had such a rough couple of years with injuries and with like I went 2 years without winning. Or no, I think I won one race in that time, but I went from 19 and 20 to winning a bunch. I was winning everything in 19 and a lot. I think I won 4 or 5 races in 20. And then 2021, I didn't win a race. 2022, I don't think I won a race. 2023, I think I won 1 race. And no, I didn't win anything in 2023. I won something in 2022. But I went like 3 years with like 1 win. Yeah. And then so to come back in 2024 at Detroit and hole shot. And yeah, no, there was that first turn pile up, whatever.
Yeah.
To win that was really special. And if I would have won the next weekend in Dallas, if I would have held on for 2 more laps of that, that probably would have been that probably would have been one of the biggest like wins of my career, basically, just because everybody was saying, oh, well, you know, if Deegan was healthy, if they didn't have the first turn pile up, if this didn't happen, and I straight up proved that wrong. I was winning with one eye and one arm, essentially, and I put it to these guys, both in the heat race and the main. I was putting it to these guys with not being able to see and with my arm as shitty as it was. So that would have just been the ultimate, like, you know, ego buffer for me.
Yeah.
That would have been a big one. If I could have held on for a couple laps, but didn't happen. So it didn't. But I will say one other thing that was a really sick deal was whenever at the Salt Lake City rounds, catching, I remember that the second Salt Lake City round, whenever I caught Ferrandez and passed him in 2020, whenever I like hit him and he went off the track.
Oh yeah.
That was probably some of the best riding I've ever done, was that specific race. My corner speed at that race was absolutely mental. That arguably, if we're talking about best rides, that's arguably one of the best rides I've ever had. I think my corner speed was crazy. And I mean, Dylan at that time was a 2-time champ already and about to be a 3-time champ, I think. So, that was a pretty big deal for me because all the season before that, he was usually faster. It was just I could hole shot and get away quick, and then he sometimes couldn't catch me, is kind of how I would win, or he would have a bad race or whatever. But then at that race, like once we had the restart, or once we started back up in Salt Lake, I was the guy. Like it kind of swapped, but for the first half of the season, he was the guy. And then those last 3 races in Salt Lake, I was the guy. So that was one of the best. That was, I guess, a standout race too. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, those are great. Thanks for sharing those with us. Okay, before we let you go, I do want to go back to the training real quick. And I know we've seen on your Instagram, you've already been training kids. We saw the video of you teaching them the proper way to pick up a bike, which I know Chris Kiefer appreciates and Steve Mathis appreciates. But what has been like the best reaction or the feeling or like that you've gotten so far working with these kids? Like I know you have your first child, your second on the way. So working with these kids, I feel like you're probably you're in dad mode a little bit now, I think. And so, yeah, what are you getting back from these kids that's making you be like, yeah, this is the right choice?
I mean, I had a kid that came out. I met his parents actually in this tiny little town that we're staying in an Airbnb in right now until we get our house. I just ran into his parents and they were like, what are you doing here? And I was like, I'm just starting training. And then I had one kid that I was training, and they got a hold of the track and asked if they could come out, and he was there, and he just went to train with me for a day because I ran to his parents, and then they got a hold of the track and he just showed up. And after training, he trained with me that day, and then he trained with me 2 more days that week because he felt so good after that. And then after that 1 week, or I guess it was like more like 3 days of training, he said, I feel so much better training. I feel like such a different rider training these 2 or 3 days with you. I feel like I've gotten more from just 2 days with you than I have my whole life working with other trainers. And I am going to train with you as much as my parents can afford, basically. Is basically what he said. He was like, you've made me feel so much more confident and in control, and just like I'm literally a different rider just within a couple days. And I was like, that's awesome. And the thing is, I already could see it. I could see it before that. Like we went out to this one track and the two guys that I was training that week honestly kind of have different problems. One has pretty good technique, but just isn't as aggressive. And the other one is more aggressive, but doesn't have very good technique. So we were working on different things with them.
Yeah.
But it was like, it was awesome when they finally, I could tell that I told them something or something clicked with them, and you can just see it. You can just see it in their style. And then they come off the track and I'm like, dude, yes. Like I'm more stoked than them basically, because I know I can see something click in their riding, and they don't even have to tell me anything. And I already know the that feeling. I know that feeling of like when something clicks. So when Rhino or when Robbie told me something and it stuck with me and it clicked, and I was like, okay, this made such a big difference. This made me feel so much better. I know that feeling. So it's almost like a secondhand high, if you will, that I can get from training these kids, because when I see them get something or do something that clicks with them, we don't even have to talk about it. I can tell when they do it, and just I can tell from their style of just how much they feel like it helps, and how excited they get and how excited I get. So strictly just from that alone, that was kind of one of the reasons why I feel like doing training is kind of the right decision, because I get just as excited almost as they get whenever I can see them making progress, Yeah. So it takes me back to whenever, like I said, it's kind of a secondhand high thing of whenever I was racing and whenever I would make progress and whenever I would feel like I'm getting better, and just kind of that excitement, and just, that feeling. I almost get like a secondhand version of that from training guys. So as much as it, I hope that it benefits them, obviously, I feel like I enjoy it as well. Like I get something out of it, as well as seeing them get something out of it is like, there's a lot of positives within it, is kind of why I feel like that's the direction that I want to go in, at least for the foreseeable future,
Honestly, Austin, that makes me super happy, because I do know that you are struggling, with the way things have been. And, I've talked to your dad, I've talked to your mom, and just heard you in interviews, and things, obviously things didn't go how you expected, and it's been tough. So to see that you're finding purpose and meaning and joy, and man, it makes me really happy. You've always been good to us, and I think you're a really good kid. So I'm very happy for you, man. I really am.
Yeah, that's I appreciate it. And that's a lot of people saw pictures of me from like Boom Diggity and from other training camps that I've done and stuff. And I've seen people comment like, he looks happy, and I don't, it's not like I'm, I guess I didn't really even think about it until I saw people commenting that, but I just feel like I have a little bit of a weight off of my shoulders of just like that stress, just the stress of riding dirt bikes, that when you've been hurt over and over and over and over, and you have to continue to get up and do it every day. And every day you wonder, it's not at the front of my mind, it's maybe at the back of my mind, but you want, like, am I gonna, could I leave in an ambulance? Could today I get hurt again at this race? Will I make it through tonight? Like, those sometimes are thoughts that pop into my head sometimes. So that's obviously stressful to do that at the highest level and have those thoughts after, and not for not good reason. I feel like I kind of have a decent reason to be thinking like that sometimes. So, just to have that kind of lifted off my shoulders a little bit, but still be involved in the sport and still be seeing other guys make progress and other guys get better and be building a business I'm building a new training business right now. So it's definitely different, but different kind of work, but I'm still doing hard work. That's one thing that I also learned from Rhino, is when he showed up at the track every day, he was there. He was present. He wasn't on his phone. He wasn't in his head. He was right there. And I feel like he would leave the track some days almost as tired as me, because he's running around the track. He's just as involved as he wants it just as bad as me in a way. And I feel like I'm able to also do the same things with my kids, And so in a way, I told them that the other day. I was like, I want to leave the track almost as tired as you guys. So I want to be running around the track. I want to be involved. I want to have my brain on this all day, not on my phone, not on what's going on outside of the track. I want to be focused on you guys today. And then once I leave the track, I can worry about other stuff. So that's another thing that I learned from Rhino. And that's what I'm trying to apply into my life. So
good job, man.
Yeah,
yep.
Seems like it's going well. And I've been enjoying things, and we got another baby on the way, at least in like 2 months, I think. So that's going to be interesting. So yeah, just lots of, I guess, unknowns a little bit coming up, but I'm oddly okay with that.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you for doing this for us. I've been wanting to talk to you and see how it's going, and I really appreciate you jumping on here. And yeah, good luck for the future, man. We'll stay in touch. Yeah, sounds good, man. Thanks for having me on. I always appreciate it, guys. Absolutely, man. See you, buddy. All right, see you. All right. That's Austin Forkner tonight, brought to you by Race Tech. Really, really happy for him. I do think he'll be successful. I mean,
as a trainer, for sure.
Yeah, with his personality and his energy, and I think he's going to be good, right? I mean, I would definitely, if I had time, I would go up there and take some lessons.
Niall in the chat said that his children probably start talking before 6 months.
That's messed up.
All right. Well, our next guest of the night's on the line. He's going to be brought to you by Yamaha Motor USA, as they are one of our title sponsors. And you already know, they don't just build motorcycles, they engineer legends. From championship podiums to off-road trails, the YZ platform has defined dirt bike excellence for generations. Riders like Chad Reed, Damon Bradshaw, Doug Dubach, and of course the entire Club MX stable, Max Anstey, Maximus Volin, Cody Schock, Hunter Yoder, and that loser Devin Simonson. I'm teasing Devin. We love you, buddy. Tonight, Yamaha Motor USA brings us from Club MX our buddy Mike Bonacci. What's up, Mike? Awesome. No mic. All right, let's try this again. This has been a hell of a night.
Have you heard everybody talking about like the maxing thing? Like, oh, if you're doing this, you're bike maxing or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Club MX is maxing.
They are
Are you there, Mike?
maxing.
I heard you, but then you hung up on me.
Well, Zacho said the same thing, but we're not hanging up. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully we keep you on the line. You don't have a storm there too, do you?
No, all clear.
All right. Mike, how you doing, man?
Good. You had two of my...
And we lost it. What is going on?
It's got to be something. You maybe unplug your phone, flip the plug over or something. Okay. You hear me?
How come they didn't do it with Austin?
I don't know.
Austin must have an Android.
Or no, they're all. It's very weird. Like I don't know what to do other than reset.
Yeah. To blow in it like it's
an
old Nintendo case.
I don't understand why it worked for everybody else.
You could tell somebody who is definitely a Gen Xer because they it doesn't work with blowing it.
Like I could restart my phone.
It can't be your phone.
Let's do. I don't think so either.
Yeah.
But what else would it be?
I don't know. But what are we gonna do?
Sometimes you could restart
do the
it.
X brand read.
Yep.
I'm gonna restart my phone, but then I can't do the emails. You know what? Grill your ass off. Grill your ass off. Do bring the heat. I'll call him back after I restart my phone.
If you're looking to grill savory steaks, bake a delicious chicken breast, make the perfect roasted potatoes, or fry bacon for breakfast, Grill Your Ass Off has the seasonings to elevate your experience. Jason Murph is a military veteran, motocross enthusiast, and has lines of seasonings and sauces that simply cannot be beat. On top of being astounding, every product sold helps support a true nonprofit or event. Visit grillyourassoff.com. Use promotion code DARKSIDEMX3 to save 20%. You will not be disappointed.
It's all caps, I believe.
Oh, it is. It is DARKSIDEMX3, all caps.
All right. Do either of you have a Bring the Heat?
I do.
Okay, let's hear it.
So I am in the process of selling one of my vehicles. I buy and sell a lot of stuff on Facebook Marketplace. And these people are getting so unbelievably good at these little scams on the side.
Okay.
Where, like, I don't know how they make money on this or what they're doing, but they'll, like, talk to you, and then all of a sudden they'll be like, okay, well, I'm ready to buy it. We'll get everything set up. I just need, can you provide basically a Carfax kind of deal? But it's usually something like Vin Wheeler or some kind of an off-brand Carfax, and then you're like, no, if you want that, you can pay for it yourself because I know the vehicle's good. I'm not putting money out for that. Well, I think what they're doing, they're somehow getting, like, they get money for bringing those ads. People,
yeah.
And man, they're really, really, really good. I could see how people get scammed. I'm not going to get scammed by it. 'Cause
Right.
I do so much buying and selling. But somebody who doesn't know, like Scotty, if somebody was like, if you were selling your truck and they're like, yep, everything's good to go, I'll give you, we negotiate a good price, a price that you're happy with, and they're like, can you give me that just so I can make sure I feel safe?
No, I wouldn't do it.
But it costs you $20. And if somebody's like, hey, it'll cost you $20 if you'll provide that, then we have a deal.
Yeah.
I would just go ahead and have the Carfax, and then be like, oh, here's the Carfax, send it to him.
Oh, you would?
Maybe. I don't know.
never would do. Anyway, but I'm just saying, like, but if you didn't have one, if somebody, let's just say it's a $5,000 deal, and you, in your mind, you're like, yeah, all I gotta do is pay $20 for this Carfax.
Right.
But then they never buy it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they do, and I don't know how they're making money on this.
Let me try Mike back.
Well, they just made $20.
Yeah.
See what happens here. A lot of technical stuff. You gotta love it. It's all good. All right, are you there?
I am here.
The same thing happened with Zacho earlier. So if it happens again, I just don't know what's going on.
That's okay.
All right, Mike. So the reason we were talking and we're having you on is because it's time for Raise It for USA again. Motocross of Nations is coming up in Ernée. Before we know it, update us. Tell us what's going on with Raise It for USA.
Yeah, so I'm pretty excited. It's our third year of trying to raise money for the teams. And depending on who's going, I don't even know who's going at this point. But regardless of who's going, it does cost a lot of money. So I thought I would do my part to try to help raise some funds for that. So we have this website that Christina Denny helped me build with www.raiseit4usa.com. And you can go on the 2026 raffle and see some really cool stuff on there for people to buy or buy a raffle ticket for. So it's going pretty well so far, but I just got back from Buds and I got a bunch more stuff to get uploaded. So more and more stuff will show up on there all the time. I even have an Austin Forkner jersey.
Nice. All right. So
yeah, which is pretty cool.
This money just goes into like a pot. How do you decide like who gets what, where it goes? How does that work?
Yeah, good question. That was one of the things I was concerned about when I first started.
Yeah.
So the money goes through the AMA, but it's in a dedicated account. And that account gets audited on a regular basis. And all the money goes split three ways to whichever team the rider is from. So like last year, the Yamaha team had 2 riders and they got 2/3 of the pot.
Okay.
So that's how that works.
Okay.
Pretty cut and dry.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it's going to be Cooper Webb. Wow, that was nice, Scotty. Scotty just hit himself in the face with the microphone. Anyway, Cooper Webb, Levi Kitchen, and Chance Hymas is what I'm hearing. That's per Steve Mathis and Lewis Phillips. Those guys are pretty much more in the know than myself, but that's what it sounds like it's going to be. So that's a good team. I like those guys. It may not be the absolute best team we could send, but it's a pretty dang good team.
Regardless, whoever goes, we're going to support them. And the reason I don't know who's going right off because they do a formal announcement at Ironman,
right?
And I honestly don't care who goes. I just want to support them. So that's what we're doing.
Let me ask you this: so Steve, I think on his review show was talking about some different things. I think it was Steve. Anyway, he does. You know, he has his privateer challenge and different fundraisers. He does. Pope Gives Back, and they have some pretty cool. Like he's doing a. What would you call it? Like a chance to win a day out of the Lawrence compound. And that's a pretty big prize, right? That people can donate to. Have you guys considered or talked to anybody, even like a day at Club MX or, come hang out with the boys? I mean, have you guys considered something like that?
That's actually a great idea. No, I haven't considered it, but it might be something we can whip together. And Steve's, efforts to donate to the privateers is kind of what gave me the catalyst to want to do this for the Raise It for USA program.
Yeah.
So, I give everybody a lot of credit that donates their time. He takes a lot of crap from everybody for other things, but you can't give him crap for the amount of stuff that he donates to the privateers.
No, he definitely deserves some of that crap, Mike. But you're right. When it comes to the privateers, I don't think anybody's done more for those guys. So you got to give the credit. But yeah, because I mean, look, I say every time we have a writer on here from Club MX or anything about Club, I just rave about how, I don't believe it's possible, even though I haven't been to any other training facilities, there's no way there's one that's better. There might be another that's equal to, no way it's better. So like, yeah, to have a chance to come out for a day and hang out and ride or whatever, that like certainly these guys in studio would probably pay a little more than for a jersey to come, do that.
It's a pretty good idea. We just had the Yamaha new 27 250 launch here.
Oh, I was sad.
Which was a lot of fun. I thought you would be here, but I'm not sure what happened.
Ulrich said they were limited on bikes, and we are a smaller media company, even though we're sponsored by Yamaha. But he's like, I did think about you, but we were limited, and I understand that the Kiefers and the Racer X's come first. So I was sad though.
The good thing for us was they brought all the media to club, and people that thought they kind of knew what it was were blown away. You've been here several times, so I give you the compliment on the initiative to come here on your own, which I thought was cool. These guys thought they knew what it was, but then when they got here, they were just blown away. You see 260 acres, 11 tracks, the new health and wellness center, the new race shop, and all that stuff, all the housing that's going up. It's a little overwhelming for people that have never been here. I think you're right. That's a good idea. I'll talk to Brandon.
Well, I love it. Anything else you want us to know about Raise It for the number 4 USA.com?
Don't be shy. Buy some raffle tickets. Yeah. And if you want to donate something, you can do that too. So whatever you feel like donating, I'll make sure the MotoXpod show gets a little blast out for that. That'd be cool.
We need to figure something out. We talked about it last year, and I just don't have a lot that I think would be worth
I don't know,
anything,
Mike. I don't know if you have enough room in the bank account for a dark side jersey. I think you'll have to get a new account.
Maybe a Loretta's dark side jersey.
I do. I think I have 2 left.
I give you credit for that, man. It was good to see you there and stopping by and talking to the kids and all that. We crushed it at Loretta's, which was a lot of fun. But I had just as much fun seeing you there and dealing with Phil and Zach and those guys. Like, dude, it was fun.
How about Phil getting engaged? I was so surprised.
Wow, I'm proud of him.
It was
overdue.
Yeah. I did tell everybody, and I'll tell you here on air, I just want to thank you guys because your team let me use your pressure washer all week while I was at Loretta's. That was very nice. I was able to come by and just wash my bike. So that was nice of you. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You're water, get food.
We've supported you for a long time, Jamie.
I know you have. Thank you for that. It means a lot. What do you got, TJ?
Surprisingly, going through the raffle list, the coolest thing that for some reason I think is super cool is that signed the MXON team board. It has all of their names and numbers, and they all signed this. Like, it looks like it's like a, I don't know. I don't know
a pit board?
No, it's bigger than that.
Oh, okay, yeah. Just
that is actually really cool. That's
yeah.
I hadn't been on the website recently to see this.
Why don't you hit that donate button right now, TJ, while we're live?
It's only $15. I
gave you 20 earlier.
So. Yeah. Well, you did give me 20. Yeah,
there you go. All right.
So I'll get some more stuff this weekend at Ironman. I know even Jimmy Perry's got some stuff for me. So, everybody likes to have a little support going in one way or the other, and I certainly appreciate what everybody does to help us raise the money. And I'm looking for. I'm not even going to this race, but I just want to see these guys raise the money. And I got some stuff from Garrett. Yeah, it's Garrett's birthday today. So
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. Our little boy is growing up.
Yeah. I'll have to text him and tell him happy birthday. But I'll tell you what, TJ, you're gonna bid on that.
I'm going through seeing what everything's on here, but yeah.
Well, I need to know what you bid on, and then I'm going to challenge our listeners to outbid you.
There you go.
You don't bid, you just buy you buy a raffle. It's $15 for a raffle. Okay. So yeah.
Damn it.
They don't have that on that stuff.
I wanted them to take whatever you want. So well, Mike, man, I appreciate you doing this, man, because it is a lot of work. I'm sure you're not getting paid extra for this. You're doing it out of the love for the sport and the team and the USA. So thank you.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
All right, Mike. Take care. And I guess I probably won't see you again until Supercross, but yeah, maybe
that's okay.
I may make a trip out that way. I'll let you know.
All right, sounds good.
All right, Mike. Thanks, buddy.
Later, Mike.
Have a good show.
You too, man. Bye. That's Mike Bonacci tonight, brought to you by Yamaha Motor USA. There's some good stuff on there.
Actually, the coolest jersey that I've seen is that the number 1 web jersey that looked like the old Western.
Yeah.
Like
the
good
there.
Yeah.
It's the bad, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Because there was the good, the bad.
Yeah.
Or is the ugly?
Yeah, I don't remember, but yeah.
I don't remember either.
You're laughing, but that's literally what it was.
I remember.
I don't remember. I said,
yeah, I don't.
When I said I don't remember, that's
I was asking. Good thing I wasn't talking to you then, huh?
Sorry, I'm also juggling guests and trying it since we're all out of order now. Hang on a second. When was Coach?
Where's the freaking?
Yeah, but so
Go
like
ahead.
that right there on there, they have basically every top rider has a jersey on there for $15. You'd be hard pressed to
I wish we had the screen share set up.
Right, you would be hard pressed to be like get anything like this cheap, because they got a Deegan autograph race worn jersey and pants set for $15. I mean, you pay $15, you could win that. That's gonna be worth more than that. You know what I mean? In the future for sure.
Well, even a set of plastics is $100.
Exactly.
$100.
Exactly. You get a full set. You can get a full set of plastics from Aaron Plessinger, like a race used set of plastics. You just put $15, and if you win it, great. If you don't, then you help the team out. That's definitely cool. That would. Some of these are really cool. Dylan Ferrandis signed, and they're all like race used jerseys, so that makes it really cool.
Yeah, I like
cool
it.
stuff to go in a case.
I will dig through my stuff.
Nicoletti.
I just don't know what I could give up. Like what anybody would.
Only
want.
you had some jerseys hanging on the wall.
They don't want I don't think they want my Zacho jersey. That's silly. They want. He's talking about something from the show or from us, and then would anybody really care?
Yeah,
somebody would. Bid
I
on
do give a lot of
jersey.
dark side jerseys away. I don't want to be a butthole, but I literally only have 2 Loretta jerseys left that are sublimated. I'm not giving those up. I only have 2.
Fair.
I wouldn't.
So, but
where's the other Slayer shroud?
I didn't
think
get one.
you only got the one.
Oh, you only got one?
Yeah.
Unless I have it out in the shop, but I'm pretty sure I only have one.
Yeah.
Let's try Zacho again. We will figure something out.
Sign your lightsaber.
I actually would be willing to give that up, but I don't think anybody would care.
Somebody would bid on it.
You think so?
Yes.
I wish I still had my ponytail.
A dark side signed lightsaber.
All right, we got Zacho back. Brought to you by Race Tech. Let's try this. Zacho, are you there?
Yes.
Dude, we lost Bonacci too, but then we didn't lose Austin Forkner. I don't know what's going on, man.
Well, I don't know, man. I don't think it's me.
I see. It may not be since we lost Bonacci too, but
then did you reset your phone?
I did restart my phone,
and it worked
which you
that.
shouldn't have to do with an iPhone. But anyway, Zacho. All right, we're gonna try this again. Jet and Hunter this weekend. Final moto. Hunter's leading. Jet's coming from behind. Does he lay up? You started to say I don't think so, and we lost you.
No, I don't think so. I don't think he has that in him. I've seen, the camaraderie that they share, but man, I don't see it happening. I don't see him laying up for a title.
Okay, put your Zach Osborne. You are Zach Osborne. You're Jet Lawrence, and you're in this position. You're like, okay, I'm about to pass my brother who just had his heart broken by Ken Roczen, who has finished second multiple times in the last couple of years. I personally am the only one in the studio that said, I lay up, man. I just can't do it emotionally. But these guys are like, no, I'm going to win. I just think it'd be so hard to crush my brother again.
Yeah, I don't have it, bro. I'm an only child. I don't have any siblings. So I don't know, I don't have a mirror for what that looks like. But I have some really good friends, and I'm blasting every one of them for a title.
I also said that if it's my friends, they're going down. I'll probably take the front wheel out too. But I just feel so bad for Hunter after the way things have gone. And he's such a good dude. I really want him to win this championship.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's time. The Supercross one was a serious heartbreak, and I hope he wins. But he's gonna have to show up with his Saturday best and do battle. I don't think it's gonna be easy.
Right.
I do think that he's realistically been the best guy of this championship. But man, I don't know. It's gonna be a dogfight, I think.
If you were to put $20 on it this weekend, who do you pick?
I'm picking Hunter.
Okay, me too.
I am too.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I think he wins it. I do. I think he gets the job done. It's probably gonna take a first moto win.
Yep.
And a second moto conserve, but I think he's the guy.
I think everybody was saying the same thing going into the end of Supercross too.
I picked him for that too.
Yeah.
So, yeah. call me an idiot, I guess, if I'm wrong
No.
twice.
I definitely think he wins the first moto, and then whatever happens
Yeah.
after that happens.
If he wins the first moto, I would say there's like a 90% chance he wins
Yeah.
The title.
wins the race.
Yeah.
Or I mean, wins the title. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought Hunter would win the Supercross title, but I was pulling for Kenny. So I was, yeah. Well, let's talk about you, man. Let's start with Loretta's. I don't know if you've talked about it much on the Pulp Show on Moto 60 or not, but you went in with a plan, and I think you, for the most part, what's the word I'm looking for? Executed your plan. It was pretty impressive. It was funny to hear that you were throwing up and your son be like, dude, it's just another race, Dad. But still, looking back, harder than you thought, what you thought. Give me your recap of Loretta's.
It was about what I thought. I didn't go in thinking that I would be as tired as I was at the end of the week, but like the whole ball of wax is a lot. The motos are hard in and of themselves, but like just we took the kids, we had a big week, we did all the things, went in the river, ate the snow cones, did all the pump track, the Stacy camp, everything. So like just the amount of mental load that carried, and yeah, with the motos being quite tough, like I think it's just hot as crap there. That's been stated a million times. Track's super gnarly, rough, and physical. And it did take a toll on me a little bit. Like that last Pro Sport moto, I was just like, yeah, I have to get sixth, and that's all I'm here to do. Like get a whole shot and not make this really hard on myself. And I was able to execute that. So I was happy to win the overall. It wasn't really the way that I wanted to do it. I wanted to win all the motos, but yeah, at the end of the day, it was a great week. I had a blast. My family had a blast. It was a very redeeming, freeing experience for me, and that's exactly why I went there. So it was awesome.
Did any of the younger kids, the Malinowskis or Landon, or any of those kids come up to you and kind of like, hey, man, like I watched you, or this is cool, or did any of them talk to you at all?
Not really. This generation doesn't really talk, I don't think. Like they text. So
Sad
no,
but
like
true.
some of them are pretty cool, but all like very respectful and super awesome when they did talk. But yeah, nobody was like fanboying, that's for sure. They're 18, 19-year-old kids and they want to win. So and I completely get that. That's how they have to be, and that's how they need to be. So I understand and I respect that position. But it was fun to race the kids and to race Phil again. And Jake was way better than I thought he was going to be. In that first 25 moto, I was like, all right, dang, like this dude showed up to race. Yeah, but it was just a great week. We had a sick parking spot. We had bike was perfect. Like there were no hiccups in the week, so it was really just awesome.
So I have two more Loretta questions before we move to nationals, and these other guys might have one. But the track itself, compared to say 2020 when you raced it and won your title, you raced it twice in 2020 as a pro. How different did it develop compared to the amateur day?
Well, I actually had this conversation with Jeff Russell, who's the GNCC trail boss, and he does all the prep for Loretta's and then a couple of the nationals, Ironman, and I think High Point and maybe one or two others. But I was like, how do we replicate this ability for passing at other places? Because there were passes made. I made passes in the insides and the outsides. The inside hump things seem to work there better than anywhere else on earth. I don't know. I don't understand why it's so much better, but it is literally the perfect setup for a track, in my opinion. It doesn't. People are like, oh, it's on 5 acres, and I'm like, it's definitely not on 5 acres. It's more on like 20 acres. But it's such a good racetrack that provides passing opportunities, which we really just don't have anymore. I feel like, especially with these nationals that I've done, they're just so fast, But I have kind of come to the conclusion that because of the mini bikes and because of the slower classes, like the insides develop so much more braking bumps and acceleration bumps and deeper ruts that it opens the outsides to pass, because there's more speed to take from it, and that's essentially what you need. You can't have an inside that's the same speed or faster than the outside. You got to have an inside that's marginally slower for the guy on the outside to make the pass, and in some situations it's the other way around. So yeah, to answer your question, it didn't develop incredibly different other than those two races were super muddy and the ruts got really deep, but at the same time, even at the race this year, it was very similar condition as far as where the lines were and all that stuff. And I actually feel like that they prepped it maybe a little less deep than what they have in the past. I didn't feel like it was super slot car. Like it had some spots that were hard. And yeah, the racing just, I don't know, maybe I'm just biased and I go good there, but I think that there's something to be looked at and said for the track and how it is and how it's laid out and the speed that it doesn't have really. Like it's quite a slow track, compared to what I rode at Unadilla. It was really two whole gears faster. Unadilla I was riding mostly third and fourth gear, and Loretta's I was riding mostly first and second gear. So it's like, I mean, sure, the speed's faster and you want to see those guys go fast, but also you want to see them ride technical stuff.
Agreed. Did you have a Loretta's question, Scotty?
It was kind of transition.
Okay, let me have one more Loretta's, then you can have that. I was going to ask you, since you raced Open Pro Sport and with the young guys, when you raced Loretta's as an amateur at that level, were there former pros dropping down that you had to deal with? I didn't go look at the results.
I went from schoolboy to pro, so I never raced
okay.
The A class or pro sport classes. But yeah, I mean, sort of, it's always happened.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like to some extent, I got plenty of hate for it, and that's fine. I don't really care.
No.
I signed up and paid my money just like everyone else did, and I feel that I'm just as eligible. Like, sure, I was a pro, and I won championships, but that was long ago. And now I have 3 kids and they're into everything, and I have 4 small businesses that I'm very much a part of the day-to-day in. And like I kept seeing like, oh, you're taking Joe the plumber's shoes, and I'm like, well, I'm doing very much what Joe the plumber's doing. So
Just
I don't know what to tell you,
plumber.
but
I'm Joe the plumber, and I was nowhere near Ezra Lusk. So like the guys that are close to you, if you weren't there, are also like guys that I don't know, maybe some of them have regular jobs. I guess they might, but they're the Chris Kiefers and guys that I think ride. I don't know. I just didn't care. I didn't care that I was getting my ass kicked by Ezra Lusk. Like it just didn't matter.
Yeah, and I got zero hate from anyone that was on the gate. Maybe they just didn't say anything.
Gotcha.
But I think it's more people who don't really understand the situation or the goal or whatever. I don't know. I enjoyed my week there. The wins meant really a lot to me.
Mm-hmm.
And it was quite emotional week for me. So I don't regret it at all.
That's great. Go ahead, Scotty. Sorry.
Zacho, from pre-Loretta's going into that event, the expectations you had, and then at the event you do very well. You win both your classes. You win several motos. And then you carry that momentum into these couple of outdoor rounds. And then maybe some of the motos haven't quite gone as planned. You've had some qualifying time. I know a full 30+2 is not really in your deck of cards right now. But how is your expectations of where you're going to be changed from pre-Loretta's till now?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really go to Loretta's with this plan in mind. I knew it was possible, but I also, I knew where I was at practicing, but that does not always translate. I feel like I'm a pretty good racer and I have a good idea, but like my race trim is so far gone from what it once was. I had a lot of questions as to whether I could go there and win and beat Phil and beat Jake and beat the kids. I got smoked at the regional. I didn't win a single pro sport moto at the regional against basically all the same guys except for Landon Gibson, who, beat me at Loretta's. So like I had some questions, and I definitely lost some sleep over like, am I an idiot? Am I going to go there and get waxed? Am I fit enough? Like, it was quite the dig after the regional. We had a huge epoxy job that I had to be with my guys on, and West Virginia, and then that was a whole week. And then from that week, we went to the regional. We went to Iceland after that for a week, and then it was like 8 weeks to Loretta's, and I was like, shoot, like I do not feel like I'm 8 weeks away from going racing. So it was quite a dig to get myself back to where I was at Loretta's. And like obviously I knew that this was kind of on the table, but like I said, I had to go there and execute, realistically win 2 titles and, have a showing to open the opportunity. Like that wasn't from the beta side, but more from my side, like to just make it worth my while, and yeah, it hasn't been like exactly perfect results wise as far as the motos go. I just have gotten horrendous starts, not by anything other than poor execution on my part, wanting to get a start too bad, trying to make something happen, trying to force it. And yeah, you just can't start 35th with this group and
Right, yeah.
expect to do anything cool. So, yeah, totally on me. But I also am very realistic that I had done 2 motos of distance before I did the 2 motos or moto and a half at Unadilla and 2 motos this weekend. So I'm not really that concerned with the result. There's way more to it than that for myself and my family and Beta as a team, as a company, as me, in my ambassador position, all the things. So there's a lot more to it than meets the eye other than results, but I would definitely love to just get a start and not have to be dead with Roost the whole time. My skin was so sore after Unadilla. Like I was like hurting. My skin was just like on fire all day Monday, all day Sunday, all day Monday. And then the bruising came and then that healed not quite enough just in time for Bud's Creek to kind of have the same effect. I just want to start in, somewhat in the front, just not in the very ass end.
Yeah, for sure. Did you have
You
a
didn't get
follow-up?
that, and you didn't get used to a chest protector at Loretta's. You had to wear it at Loretta's. You didn't wear them Unadilla.
Yeah, so I hadn't worn a chest protector in, I don't know, since I left Europe. Realistically, I don't think like a hardback one. I would always wear the foam one at Washougal, but that was it. Like any picture you've seen of me in the last 15 years, I wasn't wearing a chest protector. And then at the regional, I wore it over the top. And then I went to the line for practice at Loretta's because Phil and I had talked about it, and we were like, maybe we can just blag it with the bib. Like, they're not going to be checking, they're not going to be feeling people. And we got down there for the first practice, and Phil was like, they're feeling people, like you need chest protectors. So sent Mudo back to get me a chest protector from the motorhome, and I had to wear it the whole week, which I hated. But now at the first outdoor, I got the soft fly one, I should know the name of it, but I don't.
Is it one of the blueprints, but without the hard?
Yeah, the blueprint, but with the blueprint, not the actual shell.
Yeah, I think they're all like RCH1, RCH2.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I don't remember. I was wearing the 1, and it's pretty good, but I don't remember. It might be the 0 or something like that, the one you're talking about, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's super good. It's actually like the most compliant one I've ever worn, probably. Not to be that guy, but it is really good. So I've enjoyed that a little bit more than the one that I had at Loretta's, but I hated the chest protector at Loretta's. And it's hot. I mean, it adds weight and heat to you, and then you put a bib on top of that, and it's just like you're cooking inside of it. So I don't know. I hate that decision that they're making that mandatory. I kind of understand it, but at the same time, it's not great.
So are you like, obviously you don't like it because it's not what you like to wear or whatever, but I mean, there's probably some people out there like, I don't want to have to wear goggles. I don't want to have to wear gloves. Do you see that it's a positive for the amateur sport or like a negative?
I don't know. I think it's a choice, right? Like if you don't want to wear goggles, you're an idiot, but it's your choice. Like I don't want a chest protector. I'm an idiot, but it's my choice, right? So I don't know. I don't think it's a negative or a positive. I understand the reasoning for it, and I get it, but it's just not my cup of tea.
Got you.
So you guys don't know this. I texted Zach, I think Friday before Unadilla. I think it was Friday. He was late on the entry list or wasn't on the entry list. I was like, hey, are we good? Are we racing? And he's like, yeah. And then I instantly, I'm trying to stir the pot. I text Benny, boy, you got a tough weekend coming up.
Yeah.
And he just texts me back. He's standing right next to me. Yeah. So I was like, I just wanted to get in Benny's head a little bit because Zach, if you beat Benny would be a mess.
He texted me like whenever it all kind of started to come together.
Yeah.
And there was a chance like the week of Loretta's, and he said like, if you beat me, I'm quitting. And I was like, all right, like I haven't deleted a message in my phone ever, so I got receipts if we need them. But no, Benny's riding great. He's really gelling with the bike. I felt really bad because we hit on the start coming out of the first turn last weekend, and he went down. But then he was posting about his hard charger award, and I'm like, yeah, you're welcome. Like if I wouldn't have been there, you wouldn't have been down in the first turn, and you wouldn't be getting all this attention, So
I love it.
So we've had a lot of people talk about ups and downs, like where they thought you would be. Looking at the results, I mean, maybe this sounds terrible I don't know where you think. I don't think that you should. Like it should be counted that you're going to be way farther than what you were, and you shouldn't be farther back than what you were. Like your results seem to be right on par with the guys you're racing against.
Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of the level of work that I've put in, and I'm realistic about that. Like I said, like what I'm doing now compared to what I was doing when I was winning races is, an inkling. So how can I expect that? How can I expect to roll up to the line with that confidence to be able to expect that of myself? And I absolutely do not. Like there was people saying like top 5, this and that. I'm like, bro, like that's A, disrespectful to the people in the top 5 that are doing this properly. That's B, you don't know what you're talking about. C, you don't know how gnarly this actually is. I can go on and on, but for me, like if I can if I can manage to get myself into the top 15, I feel like I can ride there. Like I was qualified 12th at Unadilla. I think I was 15th last weekend. So like that's kind of where I saw myself being, 12 to 15. I did not see myself being a completely ass starter, as it's been like one of my strengths through my career. And at Loretta's, my starts were great. So I did not have that part factored in, but it is what it is. I've got to be better. I did a bunch of starts this week, and I would love to do something cool this weekend and get myself up in there. So we'll see.
Zacho, so I wanted to ask you this earlier, but what would you say to a kid that went to the Loretta's, he's on the edge of becoming pro, you beat him at an open pro sport, and then he sees you go 2020 at Budds Creek? How would you describe that to him? Like, what would you tell him to, maybe look at for that?
Not his dad, because dad's saying pack up some shit. No.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, to be perfectly honest and blunt, like I would tell him he's got a lot of work to do. Like, I'm 36. I devoted like an 8-week span to this little project, and it's so freaking hard. And I said this on my Gypsy pod, like people just don't get how freaking hard it is and how much work it takes and how deep you have to dig and the places you have to go in your brain to get there and all the things that come with it. People just don't get it. And if that's the case, then take a long, hard look and go back to work, because it's a long ass climb from there.
Absolutely. All right. Last thing I got for you, as the Beta USA brand ambassador, obviously they allowed you to do Loretta's. You're doing lots of cool stuff with them. Do you want to do more racing for them? What events would you like to do? What type of events?
I don't have trials seasons coming up, and that's really fun for me and really fun for my son Bodie. Like we're about the trials scene. So we have like I think 8 rounds of trials here in Florida. I know you're thinking like Florida's flat, but we actually have some really good trials riding here. So I'm really looking forward to the trial season. I'm gonna do a divisional trial out in Donner, California, with the Beta squad. That's in the middle of October. So I'm really looking forward to that stuff. It's been fun to learn something completely new that feels like super low risk, and get to enjoy it with my son, share it with my son, and learn with him. So that's been really fun. I don't really have anything. The Loretta's thing was like day one on my list for Tim whenever I went to his office the first time. And he was like, "You're crazy. Like, let's do Mammoth or let's do something else." And I was like, "No, like for us to make a splash and really do this and like prove our bike is worthy, like that's where I can do something cool and make something cool happen for the company." And it turned out just as I said, but also like I had to do the work and have the accountability to put us there, so I knew that going in. So it was actually huge pressure for me, the whole Loretta's thing. And these nationals have been super fun. I'm really looking forward to this weekend, and it's been freeing for me to go and get another opportunity at racing, and kind of, I don't know, it just feels like a little bit of closure, compared to my actual retirement, which was not closure at all. But I don't know past this, I want to get through this weekend healthy and just kind of go to St. Elmo on Saturday night and enjoy a steak. And then I'm going to go to the beach for a couple weeks and reevaluate all of the things. I think Kiefer and Mathis are coming out to ride my Loretta's race rig in a couple weeks. So I'll have to do that. I'm going to go to Pastrana's next weekend for a pit bike race, which I'm super stoked about. My buddy Mel Pocock's flying over from England. I was originally invited by Carson to be his teammate, but he's had a small injury and can't go. So I got to bring Mel over. So that's super cool for me and for Mel. And just so much cool things happening in my life. And I'm so grateful to be in the position. So whatever Beta has for me next, I'll be stoked. I'm pretty content on racing, I think, for some time. I know they have some plans next summer to do some cool stuff with the race team guys instead of outdoors. So could be talked into that pretty easily, I'm sure.
Okay.
There's some cool vet racing coming up here in the Southeast, so wouldn't mind to do some of that. I actually got to ride the 352 stroke when I was in Iceland for the first time. And that's probably the next bike on my list to get. All of my practice stuff's pretty haggard from the summer, just grinding. So I'm going to send all that back next week and get some freshies for 27. And got that race, the FIM games thing in Brazil in December for Team FIM North America AMA. So that'll be fun. But yeah, no shortage of activities, but for serious racing, I don't see much past this weekend, as far as I know.
All right, man. Well, Zach, it was honestly a pleasure seeing you and the family out there at Loretta's. We definitely you've been missed. So thank you for doing this. I do want to tell you, we have Coach Seiji Ishii up next, and he told me to tell you hi.
Yeah, Seiji's a rad dude. I was actually asking Shorty about him at Loretta's, and he said he's on the up and up. So that's awesome to hear.
Yeah. We're gonna get a little bit of his story, and I think he's gonna do like a once a month thing on the show where he answers like listener questions and stuff like that. So we're gonna get him on, get to know him. But yeah, man, it's been a pleasure seeing a little bit of a resurgence of Zach Osborne, seeing you back around the industry a lot more. It's been cool. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. Sorry for the connection issues, but I'm standing firm that it was you, not me.
I'll take it. I'll take it, man. You're a champion, so I'll take it.
He'll just blame it on me anyway. So
yeah, it's definitely Scotty's fault.
Even though it's not my phone. But.
It happens.
All right, Zacho, have a good night. Please tell the family I said hi. Thank you, man.
Will do.
All right,
see you guys.
That is Zach Osborne, brought to you tonight by Race Tech. Yeah, Race Tech. Let's get Coach. I know this is a lot of guests back to back to back, which we don't normally do. Then we'll knock out some segments and call it a night. Oh, I hope you got the recording because I never hit record over here.
Yeah, I was recording.
I just realized I never hit record.
Yep, I got it.
Good job. Thanks, Scotty, for saving the day.
I did my job for once.
Wow.
That was a...
Wow, coming in clutch. He did, and he never one time had the wrong person's picture up either.
Good for him. Good for him. Well, we're going to get Coach
he was being
Seiji Ishii on the phone. Let's do that. And then, But yeah, we've been a little bit off with our technical stuff tonight. But I think it's fine. Me, man.
Yeah,
wow.
Actually,
I thought we were a team here.
I mean,
guess not.
You throw him on the bus all the time for no reason.
All right, our next guest of the night is brought to you by Race Tech. and you guys know, building a reliable, world-class engine requires a combination of state-of-the-art equipment and experienced, knowledgeable technicians, and Racetech provides quality precision engine services using the best-known equipment and processes in the industry. Racetech.com for all your suspension and engine needs. Tonight, Racetech brings us Coach Seiji Ishii. What's up, Coach?
Hey, how are you guys?
We're good, man. We're good. So honestly, it's a pleasure to finally get a chance to talk to you. I've heard your name from Kiefer and many, many people in the industry over the years. So yeah, thanks for doing this.
You there?
Yeah. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I lost you for like a split second.
Man, we've been having all kinds of weird phone issues tonight. So yeah, you can hear us though?
No worries. Yeah, I can hear you.
Well, yeah, it's a pleasure to have you on here. For those of our listeners that don't know a lot about you, give us a little bit of your background.
Oh, wow. I'm old, dude. So it's a big background.
So am I.
Do you want to start with just moto or training before that?
Let's do both. Yeah, I want to get your training background, how you got into moto. I know you worked with like Phil Nicoletti and Gary Sutherland, and I'm sure countless others.
I started training professionally in the late 90s. And almost immediately I started working with cyclists because I raced bikes myself. So my two specialties back then were rock climbing and cycling. And so I was training high-end people in those sports just right away. And I don't know if you guys remember, but it was one of the first online training platforms ever. It was called CTS, Carmichael Training Systems. It was out of Colorado Springs. And Chris Carmichael was Lance Armstrong's coach.
Okay.
So this was before all the crap about Armstrong ever came out. So I was one of the first coaches there. And then Training Peaks, which is a online training platform that almost everybody uses.
Yep,
I was one of the first. Yeah, I was one of the first coaches on there. And a little bit of trivial history. PJ Larson was the first motocross athlete to ever get on Training Peaks.
Oh, wow.
And he actually was on the homepage because they were thinking, hey, we should expand out of cycling and triathlon.
Yeah.
So PJ had a really sick picture of him on the homepage for a while.
That's nice. Neat.
Yeah, it was cool. So I did, I raced mountain bikes, was the last sort of bike racing I did. And when I was 34, I was getting slow and it pissed me off. And then somebody just said, hey, you're a really good bike handler. You should get on a dirt bike because then you could take that over into dirt bikes. And I didn't know anything about it. And I had ridden street bikes. And then I did have a YZ85 back in the 70s, but my dad took it away from me. So yeah, I was sort of bitter about it. Sure. Bob Hanna was a big time hero of mine. I had all this stuff. I had his first ever dog bone plastic brake levers. I don't know if you remember those, but I had some of those. Yeah. And so anyhow, I walked into the local Yamaha shop, which was owned by an older gentleman named Bill Casson, who turned out to be a Texas motocross legend. I didn't know. And all I needed was an oil filter wrench. So I saw him limping behind the counter, and I'm just super talkative. So I was like, hey, what's up with your leg? And he's super grumpy. He was just really grumpy. And are we R-rated? What are we, PG?
No, we're good. Say whatever you need to say, man. We're open.
He goes, yeah, I had a knee replacement. And this is pre-electric start, right? So
sure.
Remember how hard four strokes were to kick back then? He's like, it's my damn, kickstart leg. I can't ride anymore. And the doctor says I shouldn't anyway. And I immediately fired off. And I was like, what doctor would tell somebody that they can't do something like that? That's not cool. And I said, hey, I had opened my own training facility. I said, hey, I have a training facility right down the street. Why don't you come in and I'll see what I can do? And so he came in and immediately he could tell that it was going to help him. And so right then and there, he said, I will give you a dirt bike if you get me to kickstart my dirt bike. Like if you get me to be able to kickstart this 450, I will give you a dirt bike off the floor.
Nice. That's a good deal. I like that.
Yeah. And so I got a bike. I rode for 2 months. I think I rode 8 times, and he took me to Baja. And it was just me and him, backpacks, pre-GPS, pre-cell phone, everything on our backs. We had a Mapsco. I'd never seen a Mapsco book before, and that's how we navigated around. And it just opened my eyes to how awesome it was,
Yeah.
So I came back and started watching races. I knew what Supercross was. I'd followed all the sports. I knew McGrath and all that. And I went to, they don't have this race anymore, but do you remember I don't know what they called it. It was like a supercross race at the end of the season, but it was inside the MGM Grand Hotel in
US
Vegas.
Open?
Yeah, the U.S.
Yeah,
Open.
the U.S. Open. So I went to the U.S. Open with these people that I had met through dirt biking. And on the way home, Southwest Airlines was open seating, and Heath Voss sat next to me.
Yeah.
And I just started talking to him. I didn't know who he was. And he started explaining. And by the end of that flight, he was like, I want to hire you as my trainer. I didn't know what that meant because I was used to seeing people 2 to 3 times a week, an hour each, and they paid me by the hour. And then I soon realized, he's like, no, I want you like for myself, just. And so it's pretty amazing. I worked with Heath, and that was the year after he went from Mach 1 to factory Yamaha. So I was in the truck with Chad Reed and Heath, and the 450 had just come out, and his first year factory riding. And he had won that what was the World Supercross Championship back then.
Right.
And I think the only reason it was world is because they had like a round or 2 in Canada.
Yeah,
or
That is
something.
correct.
Yeah. So it wasn't really a world champ, but he did get the title.
Yeah.
And that sort of helped. I only know from my side. So to me, that helped me get my name around. And then right away after that, Bobby Hewitt hired me for what was then called Extreme Team Green.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. It was like dude. It was like to me, it was like crazy factory kids program.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was.
Like, dude, it was a warehouse full of bikes.
Right.
Like, every national, for every one of the 7 nationals, kids got 4 bikes.
That's sick.
I mean, think about how many bikes that is.
Yeah.
Pro circuit, everything. And so I trained Hunter Hewitt. I don't know if you guys remember him.
I do.
And then I trained a lot of people that had come through that team that later became big names. Austin Stroop and some other people came, lots of people came through that team. PJ Larson.
Mm-hmm.
And that just sort of put me on the map because I had 2 or 3 consecutive Horizon Award winners from Loretta's. And just me being at Loretta's with the kids that were on this big name factory team with the semi truck in the pits, and I think I kind of stood out, honestly, because I'm Asian. I'm a 6 foot tall Asian, and I wasn't a Showa guy.
Yeah.
I was a trainer. So
okay.
Hey, I need to rebuild my bike. What you got?
Funny.
Yeah. Actually, one time, it was really funny. I think it was a shorty. I went to the Honda test track one time, and these Japanese Showa people were there. They spoke very little English, and they gave me one of their aprons as a gift. Like I said, that's a cool apron. I don't have a shop apron. And then literally, they were like, you could just wear this apron and do people SAG and get money.
Yeah.
You don't have to know anything. You just measure SAG.
Yeah.
Anyhow, that's how it all started. And I did train a lot of amateurs, like more than I can count. A long time ago, somebody asked me to tally titles, and I stopped at 65. Like, I just stopped trying to keep track. So, there are a lot of amateur titles out there. Every time you win a amateur national, that's a national title. So I get it. There's tons of titles up for grabs. But then I was Jason Anderson's trainer when he won the West Coast Championship. So that was another big one, right? That's a big one. And then the biggest one of them all was Andrew Short. So, and I was his trainer for a really long time. So,
just so you know, his son Hudson Turd is going to be on after you, because we do about once a month. Yeah, about once a month we do Turd's Take. So, yeah,
you should tell Turd this. So, this occurred to me yesterday. I have known him his entire life because I started living with Andrew in California when there was only Emma.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay.
Well, and then ask him, dude. Ask him if he remembers this. I don't know how old he was, but he was standing next to me. And for some reason, he got pissed and he bit me he bit my thigh through my jeans and drew blood.
Wow.
Okay. All right.
So
and Jackie let him have it, dude. Hey. I don't even remember. Yeah, Jackie let him have it. I don't know why he was so mad at me.
Well, think about it. He got mad at me at Thunder Valley when we were having the pulp ride day, and he took me out and ran me over. And man,
I don't think that's the same scenario.
On purpose, absolutely. We're gonna say it's on purpose.
Yeah.
He tried to run it in on me. He thought it was gonna be funny, and then he got too he lost control a little bit, clipped me, and then,
Yeah.
sucked me up in his rear wheel, and it was awesome.
Well, he
I mean,
owes.
honestly, this is a little personal.
Yeah, go
This
ahead.
is totally personal. So, I didn't have kids. I was married, but I didn't have kids, and I wasn't really thinking of kids. And I had never been comfortable around families, like
Oh,
ever.
okay.
Like I would just get really uncomfortable being around entire families, but I was like living in their house. And so that they helped me get comfortable even talking to kids. Like I thought they were fragile, like I couldn't touch them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're indestructible.
Yeah. And then so Emma was a little girl, and then I just remember looking, I don't know, Jackie will probably get mad, but I remember looking at Jackie when she was pregnant from the side, like a side view.
Yeah.
And remember, I went to school for kinesiology, so things about the body and how biomechanics is really interesting to me. And Andrew was with me, and I said something, or maybe Jackie even heard me. I said something like, I don't understand how she doesn't just fall down. You know what I mean? Because the way their stomach distends, it just seems like not manageable.
Yeah, off balance. Yeah.
Oh, dude, one time I was swinging Hudson when he was really little between my legs like a kettlebell.
Yeah.
And I totally smashed his head on the ground. I don't know if you remember
That's
that
what's
either.
wrong with the kid.
It all makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, I wasn't comfortable around kids. I wasn't thinking about children. And then it did come up. This was in California. Dude, it was around Christmas time.
Okay.
And Andrew was acting super weird. And he was like, hey, man, like, we're going to have a nice dinner and don't plan anything after dinner. I was like, okay, man, whatever. And so, like, dude, he was wearing a button-down shirt and pants and made dinner and had wine out. And I don't remember the exact name of the show, but after dinner, he made me sit down in the living room. And it was something like National Geographic's The Beginning of Life. And it was a show about, like, you know how they can put a camera in the uterus when the fetus is growing?
Sure.
It was that, and he made me watch it.
That's hilarious.
Like, to get me ready, to make me like, I get it, dude. I didn't come off as somebody that knew anything about any of that stuff. And he was just, I mean, honestly, it was like a very nice thing to do for somebody.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean?
We'll have to ask him. Yeah. Next time we see him, we'll ask him about that. Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah. And yeah, so Andrew and some other, I always had Andrew and one other lights rider, sometimes two other lights riders, and then a handful of amateurs on an online program.
Nice.
And I had a facility and everything. Like I miss that place. I had Andrew Short's fastest lap time on my outdoor track was like 2:43. It was huge.
Sound must be, yeah. That sounds like a typical lap time for me on a regular track.
It was bottomless sand. I had 163 sprinkler heads all on automatic.
Oh, wow.
Like I could remote control. I had a Supercross pad that was the orange clay, and it was a pad and a half with water cannons.
Oh,
had all the equipment, dozers. Yeah. So it was a really fun time in my life.
That's cool.
And,
yeah.
Yeah. A lot of good memories there. Actually, can I give you a really good memory?
You can.
So Dean Wilson was on Extreme Team Green.
Yep.
And do you remember his mom? I know she just passed away recently.
Yeah. She was sweet. Yes.
Yeah. And so they pull up in this beat down Class C motorhome. It's like Texas hot, 100 and something degrees. There's no shade in sight. It's like a pasture. And so they pull in, and she's wearing like slacks, kind of dressy shoes, a blouse, like proper clothing. And so I go out to help them set up. And she was like, no, I got it all. And she set up the whole pit, in the blazing sun. And Dino could not wait to ride. Like, he didn't help her at all. He just got his bike out and hit the track.
Yeah.
And I had seen joyous moments on motorcycles, a lot. Like, I have seen people experience like pure joy on a motorcycle, but that guy was on another level. So I had a 10-pack, a hard, like Supercross 10-pack, just like clayed into my outdoor track. And so you could hit it every which way. It's 10 identical sized, like, think of oversized whoops that you could jump in any combination, 4 in, 4-3, whatever. You could make up whatever. And I watched him until he couldn't see anymore. repeatedly go around the bowl turn going into those and just try to make up every combination possible. Like he never came in to get a drink of water. His mom had gone into the RV. It was just him. Nobody else was there. And I was just watching from my back porch, and I didn't know him that well. And I was like, that is like the most joy I've ever seen on a dirt bike. Like he didn't stop until it was impossible to see.
Well,
it was awesome.
We'll have to ask Dean about that next time we talk to Dean. Yeah, we got some good
Yeah.
stories.
And that's when he was a kid. So that's how long ago it was.
What'd you have, Scott?
So Coach Seiji, you mentioned something that kind of intrigued me with the Heath Voss story, how you started with him. So y'all are on a plane ride and you're having a conversation. I'm sure it talks about fitness and everything. What was it that was about your approach to fitness that made him in a few hour flight decided that you were the guy? Like, what was it about your outlook on it that maybe sparked him?
Dude, that was a long time ago. Yeah, that was a long time ago. So I don't remember exactly, but it's my perception that he was used to hearing of trainers that were like ex-mechanics or ex-riders.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was just the fact that I had gone to college for it, 10 years of college. Yeah, I just got an undergraduate degree. It sounds better if I say I went to school for 10 years, but I was screwing around. You know, I was racing bikes and stuff. It's not like I was smart. It just took me 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I worked in this place called the UT Human Performance Laboratory, which was a big deal because people like Lance were going in there to get tested and stuff. So I think it was just the fact that maybe he hadn't met anybody that had a profession, you know, like an actual college degree and professional experience and training like a high level athlete. And he was used to hearing of motocross coaches or trainers who were just like mechanics or whatever. I mean, at the time that was kind of the thing, right? You remember back then?
Right.
Yeah.
Mechanics would be trainers or ex-riders would be trainers.
Sure.
And I'm not going to lie, dude, when I came in and I went to California the first winter and I stayed there, I had the same thought. I was like, and I told people repeatedly, like, I came from bike racing, road racing, which at the time made, you know, people thought that was like a really grueling sport, right? And alpine climbing and mountaineering they are really grueling sports. But I would say like, dude, I can off the couch go ride my bike for 4 hours at race speed, but I can't even do it in 8-minute moto.
Right.
You know, like I was trying to explain to people how hard it was, and it was really hard to get across. So that combined with, so my thinking is, here is it's not a one-dimensional sport. It's not just watts per kilogram. It's not just absolute strength. It's not just, you know, how fast can you fire off this many motor units. It was like a combination of so many things, plus the mental aspect of the shit's scary.
Yeah.
It was just really intriguing, right? It was like a crazy, and you have the machine and you have to get along with the machine. So it was like super interesting from a trainer standpoint. So that, how grueling it was, combined with, I went to California and just, it opened my eyes. I was like, wait, you're training the current world champion? Wait, where did you come from?
Yeah.
Oh, you were a skateboard kid. Cool. I get it. You know what I mean? Like I just couldn't understand, because when you come from cycling, everything is so high level.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can't say you were a bike mechanic and go train the Tour de France champion. It would never happen.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. They're not just grabbing their buddies.
Yeah, but it was really common in motocross. And so, you know, and I do, you know, Alden Baker he was the man back then. And at least he also had a degree and came from bicycle racing. And so he made sense to me. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, I get it why Alden Baker's up there.
Yeah.
I get it. But all these other trainers, I don't understand. And maybe it's still true. I sat out for 9 years and a lot of things changed. I just came back, you know, this spring back into motocross. But just even from the beginning, everybody was just, in my opinion, getting ran into the ground, you know, just like more, harder, harder. And every once in a while, somebody makes it through, like a Ricky. Like that works every once in a while, right? Somebody is that tough and is that adapted and could recover that fast and has the mental capacity and fortitude to take that kind of abuse and thrive on it. But it's really rare. And I just saw everybody around me that would let me in, being friends of Andrew's or friends of Jason's or friends of whoever I was coaching. And I saw it a lot. I don't know if you remember this name, Matt Bonney. Do you remember Matt Bonney?
Yeah.
Dude, I saw that guy get just run into the ground, like literally run into the ground. And I was just like, this is insane. But I was sort of a nobody. So I just quietly would say things to people. And maybe that's why Andrew hired me. Maybe I was the only guy that was talking like that. But for Heath, it was definitely one of the things. Like, he goes, wow, you really talk about recovery a lot. And nobody's ever told me about recovery.
Yeah. And that, today, that is like, it's more known, right? A lot of these riders are kind of focusing on that kind of stuff, realizing that recovery is at least equal to the work put in. Like, so
that's even more.
Yeah.
Like, think about this, dude. I would tell kids, like Team Green kids, all right, guys, listen, I'm going to let you go home and think about it. Say you wake up fresh on Monday and you train all week. I don't care what it is. Let's just pick the motorcycle. Monday, you haven't ridden, let's say, since Thursday. So you're fresh on the motorcycle. That's when you're going to feel the best and be the fastest, blah, blah, and last the longest. And as the week progresses, every time you stack another track session on, you're getting slower and weaker, right? You're just getting more fatigue. And they would be like, yeah, well, what's your point? Well, my point is, when you're training, no matter what it is, while you're training, you're actually getting slower, weaker, more tired. The only time you get fitter or faster is when you're resting. This is the only time. But all everybody talks about is what they're doing for training. You don't really discuss the other half of it, which is actually when you're making those physical changes. And one thing I've used on people that don't seem to want to get it, and maybe somebody should fact check me, because I only asked one. I went at UT Galveston, there's a burn center that's like really well known. So I called down there and I said, hey, I'm just curious, like, what is the cause of death? Because I'm thinking it's starvation. And I was right at the time. So the quote from the doctor was, yeah, people think people die here when they have burns of, say, 40% of their body because it's an infection. That's not true. They die because we can't get enough food into them, because growing all that skin eats up so much energy.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
And so I would say that, I would say, hey, so these people in burn centers, like, they can't feed them enough food, which is why they die.
Huh.
So that's like you. Do you remember Mike Alessi?
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember stories of him riding 100 miles?
Yep.
The Thursday before a national?
I do.
Yeah, and I was just like, okay, Mike Alessi is the burn victim. You know, like, how is he possibly recovering enough, eating enough, sleeping enough to be okay on a Saturday?
Interesting.
Oh man, that just made me remember Lasergate.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, God. That's a great that's a great Pulpamex episode for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Listen,
so I don't know if that's still popular or not. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I hope it's not, but I don't want to say I see it, because I don't want to poke fun at anybody else. But motocross just seems like one of those sports that is like, go do more, go harder.
I think it's kind of backed off that quite
that's
a
good.
bit with a lot of these guys. But listen, we are a little bit up against the clock right now. What I want to do, you know, Kiefer, thanks to Chris for getting us in contact. What I'd like to do is, like, maybe once a month, we'll pick like the first week of every month or something, the first show of every month, and do a segment with you where we can get our listeners and people to reach out and maybe ask some questions. If you're down with that. And then you had talked about maybe writing some stuff on the MotoXpod.com website. So I think it'd be really great to get you involved. And for our listeners, if you're interested in contacting and talking to Coach Seiji, you still have CoachSeiji.com, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So it's obviously Coach Seiji, SEIJI.com. Or you can hit us up on our email, MotoXpod.show@gmail.com. And we'll start doing that, because I do think most of our listeners are probably vet riders. Some of them have kids that ride, but I'm sure there's tons of questions. And Coach Seiji is still available for hire. So he is definitely could use some more clients. If you guys have kids or you want somebody to actually help you on a regular basis, he is available. But tonight's episode really was about kind of getting to know you a little bit. I'm really interested in hearing more about your thoughts and how you do things. So I think there's gonna be a lot.
Sorry if I talk too much.
No,
I
you're
just
good.
like keep going. I have like really bad ADHD, and I just kind of go everywhere.
Oh.
It's way better. It's way better to talk too much on a talk show than it is to sit there
Oh,
quietly.
yeah, I get it. I get
it. But yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll set up. We need to come up with a cool name like Seiji Says or something.
Oh, I like that.
And do a segment. I think I saw that on something he's already done, so I may have stolen it.
Probably.
But
we know you're not creative.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. But I think it'd be really cool to get you involved, and so if you guys have questions,
Yeah, it'd be cool to get questions from people with jobs and families.
Yes, well,
because
that'd be
a
me
pro
and these
rider
guys.
is the easiest person to coach.
Sure. Well, I think
So-
that's what mostly we have. So I definitely think we could get some of those coming in. And yeah, I'll text you like tomorrow, or the next day, and we'll kind of get it set up. Whether we do first weekend or first Wednesday or last Wednesday or whatever, we'll figure that out and start doing
Hey, you
this.
were at Loretta's watching Hudson, right?
Yeah. I was actually racing too, Coach. But yes, I was watching
yeah.
Hudson.
Like what happened? Anybody know? I didn't really want to ask him directly. But
He just had a rough week, but he's about to. Yeah, we get him on next.
oh well,
and-
hell, here we are talking about it on a freaking
Yeah.
national podcast.
Well, we're gonna ask him. We're gonna ask him, and then I actually have a set question for him too. But we're gonna ask him a little bit. He just had a rough week, man. He was getting
Yeah.
bad starts, and he said he didn't ride well. But yeah, we'll get a direct answer from him here in a few minutes.
It's very cool to see him grow up from a babbling, drooling kid to
He's still the same.
you
He's
know,
still
like he
drooling.
drives a van. You know, like
Yeah.
he's kind of an adult. So it's kind
He's
of cool.
getting there, man. He's a good kid, that's for sure. Andrew and Jackie
Yeah.
did a great job.
Well, how are you not going to have a good kid?
Fair,
out of that
fair
family,
point.
You know? Yeah.
But Coach, thank you for doing this, and yeah, we're gonna do a regular thing with you, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Thank you.
All right. I appreciate you guys.
Okay, you have a good night, buddy.
Hey, you too.
All right. That's Coach Seiji tonight, brought to you by Race Tech. Good stuff. We're going to go ahead and jump right into ETS, Racing
Take.
Fuels, Turd's Take. We are going to skip expert emails. I'll save those.
Okay.
I will do, actually, very quickly, I'm going to do my grill your ass off since we started that.
Okay.
Did you have one?
No, go ahead.
Okay. My grill your ass off, TJ, I think you might relate to this, is, first of all, this show, when we have fans or listeners or people come up that are interested in the show, you want to give them some time, right? If somebody comes up to you and says, "Hey, man, I listened to you. I like what you guys are doing," you're going to give them a few minutes. You're going to talk to them.
I'm not, but you will. Go ahead.
You won't.
Yeah.
Well, maybe.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
So Sunday, what day were we? Sunday, we went down to Cycle Land. We rode, and we were leaving. We got stopped on the way out the gate.
Yes.
Scott Foster came up and said, "Man, I listen to your show every week.
Yes.
I'd like to get a T-shirt from you. I happen to have
God.
some with me."
Yeah.
We're talking to him for like 10 minutes.
Not that long.
5
but
minutes?
5 minutes.
Scotty's in the truck.
Long
behind us,
enough. I forgot
never
about
got out
this
to say
shit.
hi.
Yeah.
Nothing. Even Scott Foster was like, "Is that Scotty?" I was like, "Yeah, man. I don't know, bro."
Well, okay, hold on. Time out.
Hold on. So basically, hold on. He was talking to me.
Okay.
Basically, what you're upset about.
I'm not
is
even upset.
not
I just
upset,
felt
but-
bad for Scott.
But the thing is it upset you that somebody thinks that they're too good to get out and come visit. And
I feel like you're about to turn this around on me.
No.
But yes.
No, I'm not. I'm saying that some people, they like feel like they're too important or too good to get out and just visit with people who watch the show or just meet new people and promote the show.
I don't know what it was, but yeah.
Yeah,
Like why
know.
would said co-host
Why would
not
somebody-
get out? Even if it was just a rant like, "Hey, man, nice to meet you."
And I did
Oh my God.
also just for the record, I did go over there and that person did come to me and I was like, "Hey, what's going on?" I'm like, "Hey, there's some listeners. They want to
No, that
get
is not what
t-shirts."
you said.
I said they want to
That
get
is
t-shirts.
not what you said.
I did say they want to get
No,
t-shirts.
you said that's a fly rep, and I said, "Oh, cool."
and I said
And he's getting a T-shirt from Dart. I said, "Oh, cool." And then the conversation started. First of all, it's also 105 degrees outside.
"Oh no,
Sorry, Scott. Sorry,
no.
sorry,
Okay.
listeners.
welcome
All right,
to Texas."
I did not realize that was a fan. I didn't know what y'all were talking about. I pulled up and y'all were already in conversation because I had left a little bit after y'all. So I pulled up.
You were definitely behind.
Y'all were talking, and I was like, "Oh, this conversation's already started." They're in the middle of the road. They're not going to talk forever. So I was like, at this point, I won't get out. And then it's like 2 minutes go by, and I'm like, dang, I probably should have gotten out. And then like 3 minutes, 4 minutes go by, and I'm like, well, I can't get out now. It's been way too long. They got to be wrapping up this conversation any minute now. And then y'all talk for like 5 more minutes after that. I'm like, damn, I really probably should have gotten out. but I'm not. I passed the point where I could get out.
No.
And then y'all never gave me hey. You could have been like, hey, bro, like, hey, come here. And I would have gotten out. I'm like, oh, hey, they listen to our show every week. Oh, cool, man. Very nice to meet you. Which he did as I was leaving after y'all pulled off.
Did I tell you to get out and talk to these people?
No, but I keep forgetting we have to, like, kind of walk him through everything.
That's not.
It's like raising a child.
It kind of is.
That's not. I did not realize this scenario. And then
I
as
mean,
he
honestly,
left,
I think I would have gotten out. But
I really thought about it, but I really didn't know.
Just didn't want to.
Kind of not, honestly.
I mean, sometimes you're just too good for people.
Yeah.
Yeah. But as on the way out, as I had my window rolled down, and I was like, "Hey, y'all have a good one." He's like, "Scotty," and I was like, "Take care, brother," that kind of thing. So I said, "Hey," I didn't know who he was. I do apologize, Scott, for not. Is his name Scott? You said his name was Scott Foster.
Yeah.
I apologize, Scott. I should have gotten out. My bad. I didn't realize.
His feelings are hurt. It's done.
Didn't realize that what y'all were going to be doing.
He wanted us to all sign the T-shirt, and he was like, "Well, Scotty doesn't sign, man. He didn't get us too hot to get us."
That's not true.
I mean, maybe you could have charged him the $20 to sign it. And you could have paid me the money.
Oh my god.
Okay, real quick, let's do a couple reads and then we'll get Turd's take. And yeah, we're getting close to wrapping this thing up, guys. What do you think, motocross handlebars? You think
Renthal.
Good job. Why?
Because they're the best.
Because they're the best. Because they're worldwide leader in motorcycle handlebars, and for over 50 years, they've been racking up hundreds upon hundreds of titles, and they're going to probably wrap up at least one more. Well, they are going to wrap up one more Saturday. The second one, the 251, might be a little out of reach, but we're going to see what happens. Renthal continuously lands on the podium with teams including Honda HRC, Red Bull KTM, Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki, and many more. You can visit renthal.com, order your 661 bars or your 995 twin wall, which is the 661 equivalent, or whichever bar bend you like. And all orders of $99 and up are free shipping directly from the website. You can also get you some casual wear. They have t-shirts, toboggans, they have mountain bike products, all kinds, sprockets, chains, etc. All kinds of great stuff. Renthal.com. Also, Cherubies USA. If you're looking for the best plastic kits on the market, full kits, chain guides, hand guards, etc., you know what Cherubies has to offer. They are the best. CherubieSUSA.com. All right, let me work on getting Turd on real quick. And then we'll see.
We gotta get this ride day together, and
I think he might just tell you to screw off on that tonight. Our next guest, brought to you by ETS Racing Fuels, which was forged from the heat of competition nearly 30 years ago. I use the MX-18. You need race fuel. You want the best race fuel on the market. ETSRacingFuels.com. You can find your local distributor. Tonight, it's ETS Racing Fuels. Turd's take. Turd, what's up, dude?
What's up, guys? How are you?
We're good, man. We have a full show tonight. Coach Seiji Ishii wants to know if you remember you biting him on the leg when you were a little turd.
I don't remember that incident in particular, but I know it happened because I've heard about it several times.
Okay.
me and Seiji go way back.
Yeah. Sounds like he said he knew you before you were born, man.
Yeah.
Well, he asked, we do have a specific question I want to ask you that we're going to talk about tonight, but just real quick, he wanted to know what happened at Loretta's. We know it wasn't your finest hour. Do you want to give us a quick synopsis?
So we're going into this.
We don't have to. If you don't want to talk about it, we don't have to.
No, it's fine. Yeah, it was definitely one of the, I'd say, I was going to say one of the roughest races of my life, but I'd probably say the roughest race of my life now. Yeah, it just seems like nothing went my way the whole week. All my fault, no one else's, but just didn't apply myself in the right ways. And preparation was great. I put in the work that I needed to, so that was good, but just didn't apply myself on race week, and a lot of crashes and bad starts. And when you get a bad start, you put yourself in a bad position. So ride with the squirrels, get kicked in the nuts is what my dad says.
Yeah, there you go.
And
that's a good one.
I got kicked in the nuts a lot. So
well,
just got something to learn from, another roadblock. But we got Ponca coming up here end of September, early October. So that's the next little amateur national to get ready for. So that's what's in the sights.
All right, yeah. Sometimes those really bad moments or whatever, they're just building character. They're teaching you something that you're going to need to know. So
you can't have good moments without bad moments.
We'll move on. We'll put it in the past and head on to Ponca. All right, here's the question that I sent to you. We were trying to decide what we want to talk about tonight. and it's media relations with like the younger athletes coming up, whether it be any sport, but in our sport in particular, there's a few younger riders that they're not very good at interviews yet. They're not comfortable doing it yet. There's a few that don't even really want to do podcasts or anything because it seems like they're just very uncomfortable. I feel like maybe there should be some training for that. What do you think about like a training for media relations? If you're a young athlete, should that be maybe supplied by, let's say, Feld, or maybe just a company could come in and say, hey, you know, $150, come take our course. We'll kind of teach you to talk. Do you feel like that would be beneficial for a young athlete?
Yeah, I mean, I love this question that you asked when you texted me it, because we were kind of on the verge of what topic we were going to choose for Turd's Take tonight. Yeah. But yeah, I love this topic because at Loretta Lynn's this year, it was a big kind of I don't want to say controversy, but it was close to that because people are calling it the Deegan effect. But Deegs has brought a lot more personality and what people call for clicks. Yeah. To get clicks to his interviews. And a lot of kids had that this year at Loretta, so it made it pretty exciting to me. But I think I asked my dad about this question too, because he's been around it obviously so much, podium interviews and whatever. But in my opinion, if a kid is super quiet and can't show their true personality, because that's what really people want to see in sponsors and just a fan. They want to see someone's true personality, whether it's, I'm not saying you have to be super cocky or anything, but I don't think it's super enjoyable to watch someone like, let's take, for example, Cole Davies on the podium. He's pretty vanilla, doesn't really want to get himself in trouble that's the gist I get from it. And really just put in my laps, got a good start, looking forward to the next moto. Thanks, boys. But you see him off the track in the semi or wherever on Instagram, and he's one of the loudest riders out there. So that's kind of crazy to me that I've learned in the last year that he's a truly different person off the podium, where I think if he brought that energy onto the podium, he'd have even more fans.
Agreed.
But yeah, just if you can show your true personality on the podium, then you don't need any media training, in my opinion. And a lot of kids in this day and age, my dad said when I asked him, he said a lot of kids nowadays are pretty loud. So
that's because he's old.
They don't need a lot of media training, he said. But he just said if a kid's super quiet and you can't show your true personality on the podium, then yeah, you should have maybe someone coach you. And maybe that's not an outside company. Maybe that's just you, for how dorky it sounds. Maybe that's just you practicing with your parents at home.
Well,
like they give you a scenario.
Yeah, like a team like Yamaha Motor USA or Star Racing, the team owner, whatever you want to call it, they want their product promoted, right? They hired you for a reason. So I would think they might be like, hey, all right, yeah, you're a little uncomfortable on the mic. Maybe you're not saying you're not showing any personality. We'll get somebody to come in here and kind of help you out do better, because this is kind of what we expect or would like from you.
Yeah, the biggest thing is just to show who you authentically are. Yeah. Because everything nowadays within the last few years is so fake with AI and everything. It's cool to hear some actual personality. Yeah. Because, for example, Mark Finnis, everyone's talking about Mark Finnis. I listened to that janky little Pulpamex show on Mark Finnis, and that was a great interview by Mark. Sure, it was like, it was a little quirky, let's say, like he's just a different person. Yeah, but that's him. And that's what people love. And that's why he's been talked about so much in the last few weeks.
Well, also, I've known Mark since he was like little, like 65s and stuff like that. And that kid is an absolute hoon all the time. So for him, I mean, that was actually reserved for I don't know if you know him at all.
Yeah, I know him a little bit.
Yeah, so that's actually really reserved for him. Because like I said, I remember when he was a little kid.
Yeah.
I guess what I'm pointing at is some guys, it's like you said, it's natural. Like those guys can be themselves and that kind of stuff. But I don't know how I don't know how you teach that. We have some friends of ours who know moto really well. They have really good points, and we've put them on camera before, and they shut down and can't talk. And I don't know how you would train that to people who can't do it.
Yeah, I guess you just video your kid with a camera, right, and show it to him. But yeah, I mean, some people it just comes natural to. Like I'm good. I'm friends with a lot of people. I feel like I talk to a lot of people in the pit, so I know people a lot younger than me and a lot older than me. So it's crazy for me to see some young kids that like 50cc kids that are super loud, and then when they get in front of a camera, they're super quiet. Or some even in the pro class, some people are completely different on the podium than they are off the podium.
Yeah,
so
right.
it's crazy to see. It's just how people are wired to me.
Yeah.
I always grew up around cameras, and my dad always being interviewed, so it was just normal to me. So for me to be on like this podcast or someone interviewing me after a race, that doesn't faze me at all. Like I just feel like I'm talking to you face to face. So I'm just wired differently, I guess, than most people because I grew up differently. But yeah, what do you guys think?
Yeah, I do think it is personality based, but I know people in my family who are introverts. So if you put a mic, they're just never probably going to be comfortable. But if you have a job, professional racer, and you work for Yamaha, Honda, whatever, there are expectations. So I do think it's something that's part of your job. And if you're bad at it, you are uncomfortable, you should work at it. It shouldn't just be like you say with Cole sometimes where it's like, yeah, I did well. My bike was good. We'll see what we do next week. Like, you got to I think you got to put a little more into it. I think it's part of your job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think the homeschool's part of the problem?
Not really. No.
No, I have 2 kids that are homeschooled, and especially my oldest is like completely extrovert and all that stuff. I just think it's some people just aren't comfortable being that way, and they've been taught, basically every time they get in front of a camera, they feel like they're in front of adults. You get taught your whole life, hey, you get in front of adults, you need to act a certain way. You need to be professional. You like mom and dad are like, hey, don't act like a goofball in front of these people because we want to get support. And I think it's just kind of where it comes from.
Yeah, maybe.
And do y'all go ahead.
No, you're good.
Also, do y'all like agree with, do you think if you get on the podium, I know to be your true self, but like everyone wants to see someone authentic, but do y'all like to see when someone's a little more cocky or a little or like humble? Like my dad, for example, super humble on the podium, but he doesn't want to make anyone angry. But do y'all like, for example, Gage Brown? I don't know if y'all know him, but at Loretta's this year, he had a lot of cockiness on the podium.
Yeah. Oh,
so
I heard about it. Yeah,
that's my homie Gage.
Yeah.
But
no, I like
that
was
funny.
I did enjoy that, or making some jokes or whatever. I mean, maybe that's not your person. Yeah, I want a little bit of personality. Even so, if it is a little cocky, fine. If it's a little bit funny, fine.
If you earn it.
Yeah. I kind of anything other than I want to thank my sponsors. I rode really well. That's it. I want more. I want a little personality. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like fire something back. If JT is interviewing you, like maybe fire something back. Yeah, like I don't know, throw something back at JT that's funny or whatever. Like just have some personality. I don't know. I
will say though that to that point, this year in the 458 outdoor class, because you could always say Deeks backed it up when he always was talking crap in the 250 class.
Yeah.
But now that he's not winning every week, and he's saying that it kind of has a different vibe to it. It doesn't hit the same. It kind of looks a little cheesier, a little cornier.
It does, but it's still some personality.
But I still enjoy it.
It's better than reading my sponsor list. Yeah.
For sure.
All right.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people even got really mad. I know Austin Forkner made an Instagram post about Gage's interview.
Oh.
I know Deegs made an Instagram post loving Gage's interview and encouraging it.
That's funny.
And so it sparked a lot of conflict in the pro world even. So that was kind of crazy to me.
Nice.
He did blast that kid though.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
Gage said he had to show him. This kid goes by a few different names, but Chase and Chris and all this. But he said that he was this kid's daddy, so that caused a lot of conflict.
Yeah,
he didn't know what name he wanted to be or something like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, Turd. I think that's it for tonight, man. We're gonna do a couple more segments and call this a show.
Well, thank you guys for having me on. I really appreciate it.
I mean, go ahead, TJ.
Well, and we also, Jamie said something, or Darkside said something about you may be trying to like weasel out of losing that bet.
He's just not gonna push for it. Like if it doesn't happen, he's not.
What bet? What bet?
Yeah. Okay.
Must have been AI.
All right. If you have a good one,
we'll figure it out.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
Thanks, man. Tell your mom and dad I said hi.
Thank you.
Okay,
have a
buddy.
good night.
See ya.
All right, that is Hudson Short, our buddy Turd, Turd's take.
Bro, he probably
You
everybody.
jinxed me. I didn't have Turd's phone up. I had all the other ones though.
Bro, it was funny because to me, like to him, it's no big deal, and everybody's no big deal. I was so close to having to ride with a 221 that
I know,
like,
right?
like
We would have made you do it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay, we're not doing X brand emails, but I do want to make sure you guys know that with X brand goggles, I got to rewrite this. With X brand goggles, vision is your advantage. Engineered for clarity, comfort, and durability, X brand goggles keep your focus sharp through roost, rain, and ruts. Clear crystal.
Would you like me to read it?
You want me to do
man.
it? Here we go. Here we go.
You
Here
do
goes. With
it.
X brand goggles, vision is your advantage. Engineered for clarity, comfort, and durability. X brand goggles keep your focus sharp through roost, rain, and ruts. Trusted by champions, built for every rider. Crystal clear optics, all day comfort, zero distractions. Ride EKS because every second counts. Gear up at EKSbrand.com.
That was amazing.
I mean,
Okay, you're gone for 2 weeks, but when we come back, this is an email we are going to do.
okay.
This is a random question. If your friends had to describe you using only 3 words, what do you think they'd say? So us 3, this is what we're going to do.
Well, my answer is easy.
I don't want no.
It's easy.
I want-
It's easy. I'm not
we're not
going to
doing
give
it
it to you.
tonight.
I'm saying I got mine
Okay.
easy. Yeah.
I want you to like write down the 3 words you think we'd say, and then we're going to write down our words, and we'll do that for each other.
What we think
what?
each other.
Yes,
Oh.
like, how do you think I would describe you in 3 words? So you have to write your words down, and then I will write down
I was
my
describing
3.
myself.
Yeah.
I was
You
like-
see what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Like the picture game or whatever it was, where like you
So
would guess
They're not
the,
guessing.
the notebook game,
I don't know what that is.
where like they would ask them questions and then they
Yeah.
would be, and then like they would try to match the answer, like the couples game or whatever it was.
Like, okay. Yeah, you're talking about like the Newlywed Game.
Yeah,
That's
what
what
it
I'm
was.
doing. I have, that's what the better half is. I've
Okay.
actually got Max and Millie Anstey locked in for a better half, but this similar, but we'll do that when you're back. I think that's a great one that we'll have fun with. So you guys stay tuned for that. Let's do T-Bolt USA Top 5, FXR Picks, and we'll be done.
All right.
Sometimes you just want to cut loose with your buddies and shred your pit bikes around. No matter what kind of pit bike you have, T-Bolt USA's warehouse has you covered on parts and accessories. You can find BBR and Pro Taper bars, as well as Renthal, D&M shocks, and even full bikes from YCF, Pitster Pro, and Piranha. T-Bolt USA has you fully stocked to meet your needs. Visit tboltusa.com, order your parts, and go bang some bars with your buddies. And we actually have a promo code, MotoXpod, all caps. Tonight's T-Bolt USA was sent to us by Sam Beck. He sent a few, actually. He wants to know our top 5 rivalries. And I do assume he meant within the motocross, supercross world. But I think we're going to do a little of that and a little of just our top 5 rivalries in general. Could be movies, TVs, cartoons, sports, etc. So, who would like to go first?
Top 5 rivalries. I can't ever been able to say that word.
Yep.
All right, I'll go first.
Night, so go ahead. Knock 'em
All
out.
right. I think it is kind of important to have these in order since, you know.
All right, fair enough. I didn't do that, but I can fix it.
In 5, I have the Mike Brown and I combined a couple of these.
Okay.
So I have Mike Brown and Rhino and Mike Brown and Langston, like those 01 to 03 years in the 125 class. I remember watching those a lot. Those were great. J-Law versus everybody.
Okay.
It didn't matter if it was Dungy or Poto or whatever.
Yeah.
All those guys. Webb and Roxon. Those years, the closest race ever. Those races where like Roxon would be winning and Webb would catch him. Those I liked those years. The Battle of the Ryans, Dungy and Poto, have that number 2. Just watching them battle each other every week was awesome. And then number 1 is the RC Stu Reed years.
Okay.
Does it have to be Moto? Did I miss this?
You didn't listen at all.
No.
Oh, it's him for once.
I said it was supposed to be Moto.
Oh.
You said that in the text.
Right, okay.
But I said we
Oh,
can
I just
mix
went
them
and
up
did
a
all
little
Moto.
bit.
Okay,
So,
okay,
yeah.
okay. I heard that. Okay,
We can mix it up. I mixed it up.
I thought I was
I
having a
wanted-
stroke.
No.
I wanted to put McGrath in there,
have any
but
Moto.
he didn't really have. He just kind of dominated everybody.
That's
MCM.
true.
Yeah, but see,
Okay.
but that wasn't really. I mean, that was a feud, but it wasn't really a rivalry.
That's a
because
good way to put it.
yeah,
That's a good way to put it.
All right. What you got, TJ?
But yeah, I didn't do any moto ones.
None?
None of my top 5.
Sorry, Sam.
Was moto.
Go ahead.
Number 5, I have GYAO versus Cobra.
Okay.
That's a heck of a rivalry.
That's a good rivalry.
Okay. One that, I mean, I really I did a lot of reading about was Bohr versus Einstein, and it had to do with my brain just pulled a blank of now, like an idiot. Anyways, it had to do with quantum physics and what they believed and how it all works once you get past the atomic level.
Okay.
And anyways, it was actually a really, really big deal, the two of them. But anyhow, and then there was McDonald's versus McDowell. That's it was a big rivalry that I grew up just always like thinking that
was it McDowell's from Coming to America?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
No, growing up when I was little, I
Yeah.
thought that was a real place up north. I really did. So
going
anyways,
back to your Einstein, and who was the other one?
Bohr, Niels Bohr.
Would that be the same as Cooper Kripke?
I don't know that one.
Sheldon Cooper?
Oh,
And
no.
Kripke?
Sure. In a way, but that was string theory. It was completely different.
Okay, completely different.
iPhone and Android.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
I like that one.
yeah, as far as like, and then
Did you do any motos?
Huh?
Did you do any motos?
He
No.
said no, none.
None. And the biggest rivalry, the longest one I could think of, was the Muslims and the Jews.
Okay. Jeez. All right.
Well, I mean, I misunderstood the assignment.
I went Stu Reed.
Yeah.
I was a Stu guy all day long. I still hold a little bit of a grudge at times. Larocco Kudrowski in '94, teammates, but they were like fighting at times.
When he launched his bike at him?
Yeah. So I went MC Emig number 3. And then I actually have some other moto ones, but I'll jump to sports, 49ers Cowboys.
Yeah, but that was going to be in mine.
TV, Michael Scott, Toby Flenderson. And then one more TV, Cartman and Kyle.
Oh, yeah. It's a good one.
So that's going to be my list.
But aren't they buddies? I don't watch the show.
Yes, but they also...
Yeah, they
Cartman's just a total D-hole to Kyle all the time and talks about it.
Being a
tears
Jew.
him down for being a Jew.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it.
If we pick a moto one, you could do like Mathis and Cooksey.
I don't think there's much rivalry
It
there.
was a joke.
Okay.
It was a joke.
Steve
Come
doesn't
on.
barely acknowledges him.
I
All
mean,
right,
that's kind of
FXR Picks.
Or it could be Steve and Eli. They got a rivalry. They wouldn't even talk to each other on a plane.
That's crazy.
FXR is designed by racers for racers with industry-leading fit, finish, performance. Progression is the name of the game with every new piece created. At FXR, we push our brand to the next level to provide you with the best products possible, used by Malcolm Stewart, Garrett Marchbanks, myself, Chris Kiefer, and many more. Trust me, man, here at the end of the day, if you want comfortable gear that lasts, it's got lots of airflow, FXR is it, man. And now they got Gators, so FXR Racing.
I don't know how I feel about the Gators.
Look, man.
Like, you know, I mean,
they're cool if you're doing like off-road stuff or just want to keep the dirt out of your boots. They're cool.
That may be true. I just don't know how I feel.
Okay,
about
that's
it.
fair.
What about what do you think about over the boot?
Nope, they're not as cool.
Okay, then never mind.
It's different.
You make no sense.
FXR Picks for Iron Man. I'm going Hunter Lawrence with the win, Jet Lawrence second, Prado third. Scotty, what you got?
I'll just switch out Prado with Deegs.
Okay. So HL, JL, Deegs. TJ, what you got?
I got Jet, Deegs, Prado.
But do you still have?
Wow.
Do you have Jet winning the title, or do you have them go?
Well, obviously he wins the title.
No, no.
Hunter's not even on his podium.
Oh wait, you have Hunter on the podium.
No,
my bad. I thought I just assumed he had. I just assumed he had Hunter in second.
No,
my bad. Because if Hunter Jet could win the overall, Hunter still win the championship.
Yes,
but he's not on the.
But
podium.
I don't think he'll be on the overall podium.
That's
crazy.
insane. He's
wild.
been on the
wild.
He's only been off the podium one time this entire season.
Well, now it's going to be 2.
That's insane.
All right. I want to thank Racetech and Yamaha Motor USA for their title sponsor support of the show. I want to thank Guts Racing, X-Brand Goggles, FXR, ETS Racing Fuels, T-Boat USA, Grill Your Ass Off at Cherubies, Renthal. I want to thank all of our listeners. I want to thank Austin Forkner, Mike Bonacci, Coach Seiji, Hudson Short, Zach Osborne. Sorry about the technical difficulties, all that stuff. Me and Scotty will be back next week. We may take the week after that off, before SMX. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But we will be back next week after the finals. So, yeah, we'll talk about that. See you guys soon.